Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you going to want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you going to be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're going to want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
Hi guys.
Hey guys.
Hello guys.
Hey guys.
Hey
guys. Hello guys. Hello guys.
Hey guys.
Hello guys.
Down here, Bumish from Russia.
Malmo. It's Jampe from Finland.
Lopski from Sweden here.
It's Flaming here.
It's Ethan from EG.
Hey guys, my name is Bented. Hello.
Hey guys, it's Sam and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
This DreamHack is gonna be a good one for us for sure. See you there. Astralis are ready. You guys. We're ready to win.
Cool.
Sam from Atlanta, Georgia, but for the side of, well, North America, things are not so great over there. Things are actually looking topsy-turvy in that group, but for us, we get to focus on what is going on within the European side of things. Vitality taking on Ence, Navi taking on Nip, and then we're going to round today out with the Evil Geniuses and the 100 Thieves going toe-to-toe in a battle for the ages that has not as many implications as you might think. Welcome back to DreamHack Masters Spring 2020, everybody. My name's Trace. I've got some pretty sick new DreamHack merch. But don't let that distract you from the fact that we've got some matches to play today. 3 best of 3s, or as they say here in Germany, 3 best of 3s. And they're coming in your way quick, fast, and in a hurry. So let's get it on. Yes, y'all, and we will not stop. Not today, not tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow, yeah. Tomorrow we have kind of like a hard stop at the end of the day. But today, that holds no bearing. We're talking about hardcore Counter-Strike. We're talking about the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. And I'm also talking about Halvor, and I'm talking about Jacob. You might know him as Vendetta and Pimp. And they're here to tell you the story of their lives. And we're going to start with you, Jacob.
Story of my life, Trace, is that I've been living the past 3 years in a bubble where everything I've done throughout the entire day is just, watching Counter-Strike, playing Counter-Strike, and dealing with you. So it's miserable, but I manage. That's all right.
Is it the bubble thing, you think, Halvor, that, is it me in the bubble that's really making that miserable for him, or is it just, like, him in his own bubble, and that just sounds miserable?
No, I'd put a wager on that being actually you being the issue there. I think he does it for the Counter-Strike, and you're just kind of like a bump in the road that he has to deal with every so often.
Oh, nice. Speed bump, as we call it. Well, I would speedily get away from this topic and begin to talk about some of the Counter-Strike that we have going on here. We've already seen a ton of it being played, and honestly, the weirdest thing happened yesterday, and I don't know if you guys can recall. There's this team called Navi, and they've got a couple of good players on it, but then they get beat by this Finnish esports organization from Finland known as Ence.
Yeah, and
what
you
the
say
heck,
weird,
man?
You say weird. I remember one guy, at least in that broadcast yesterday, being pretty sure about the outcome of that match. And I'm not going to mention any names here, but Ence was actually playing pretty well yesterday. I'm not going to lie. Navi was maybe not playing up to the usual standard we know Navi to be, but I raised the question yesterday, and I don't know what you think about this, Halvor, or Trace for that matter, but Navi, they have only been good at IM Katowice. That's the only event where they've been really, really good. So I'm starting to think we're looking at, and I said the word fluke yesterday, maybe that's a bit too much to put on them, but let's be honest, throughout the entire year, they were struggling in the beginning, implementing Perfecto. Then they were insanely good, but only in the playoff at Katowice. Even in the group stage, they weren't looking that good. So maybe Navi is just not better than we're seeing right now. I'm starting to raise that question at least.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, honestly. I think I've had my doubts with Boomich as an in-game leader since the beginning, pretty much, and I haven't seen any sort of development in that area. I think what really propelled them to success at Katowice was more or less the fact that you had the individuals stepping up, not necessarily that Navi became this like godlike strategical team that, fooled everyone. So without that, and with players having, inconsistent performances, they're not going to be, a top 3 team in the world, and, by my opinion.
Well, there was a time where the next teams that we're going to talk about, well, they definitely were up there within considerations of the top teams in the world. And for that, I'm not looking at 100 Thieves. I'm looking at the Cloud9s of the world. Now, they are on their way back up. Now, don't get me wrong. This team has shown promise. They've actually inflicted quite a bit of pain over there in the North American side of things. But overall, as things start to shape up over there, the 100 Thieves, Evil Geniuses, moreover, they're in rough spots.
They're in a rough spot. They are. And I don't know about you, Halvor, but the North American scene right now is just one big mystery, right? We don't really know where to put any of these teams. And I think there's only one team showing consistency over there, and that's Furia. And that's about it.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I don't really know what's happened with EG. They've just fallen off a cliff. I think we can see, semblance of consistency more so from 100 Thieves than anyone else, and I'd probably put them up there with, on the spot below Furia. But outside of that, yeah, it's a bit of a hot mess right now over in NA.
Yeah, over in NA, it is truly all over the place, and there's a lot of things that people want to say about why things are the way they are right now. There's always going to be this discussion and this topic about online versus LAN and versus eras of this and that and the other. But I think it's more appropriate to hear that from the players directly, so I think that's what we should do.
I don't think you can ever produce the same amount of adrenaline, focus, and energy level in an online game compared to offline game, just because of some factors that are non-existent in online, such as big stage, probably some audience in the stadium, just admin walking behind you, just high-fiving your teammate is something that will cheer you up a little bit more during the last round, and therefore you will play a little bit better or a little bit different.
If this was played on LAN, it would be more hyped, I would say, for me. But obviously this is really big tournament online, so I don't have hard times to find my motivation, because I'm really motivated to keep grinding and keep playing better and improve as an individual. So I will always do the same preparation and grind a lot before any tournament.
I would say playing online is not harder and it's not easier. It's really different. It might be easier for yourself. You're more comfortable at home, obviously, and you're used to your setup and everything like that. But it can be hard as well for playing against other players that has the same opportunity. So it's easier for low tier team because maybe they haven't played that many tournaments on LAN, so they are more comfortable than us while playing. So that's why pretty much it's a little bit harder against them. But in the end of the day, you should win if you are the better team. You can't argue or blame if it's online or something. Are you the better team, you're gonna win. That's how it's supposed to be.
I wouldn't say it's harder or tougher. It's all about you don't need to underestimate the teams. Everyone in the scene can shoot heads, basically. It comes down to who's the better team that day and who did the best preparation, I would say.
if there's one echo that I want to, or excuse me, one sentiment that I want to echo right there, it's the fact that we're gone on record here and we've heard that it doesn't matter if it's online or on LAN. The better team should win. I like the way that sounds. I like the way that feels even. What do you two think about this?
They have to say that, and I agree. The thing is, I don't know about you, Halvor, but coming from the environment I come from, I think that they know exactly what is the right thing to say, but whether they actually believe in it or not is a completely different, thing. I think the players right now are to themselves when they're practicing. I think the players, when they are maybe not putting out the extra half an hour on the deathmatch server, when they're not going in on the server and preparing, as they used to do before an IM Katowice, or as they used to do before the DHMasters in Malmö. That's the reason, right? They're not putting in that extra effort. Sure, it sounds right to say that we're treating it the same way. We're doing, the same amount of preparations, but I don't think the players themselves believe it. They don't feel it, and that's the biggest problem. Because yes, one thing is saying what is the right thing to do, another one is to actually do it.
Yeah, no, it really feels like it's the PR answer, and it's obviously the correct mentality to have when you have to play online games and everything. But it becomes similar to watching a football team play a friendly match compared to playing a Champions League game. It's just not the same intensity around it, and that's the mental thing that they have to kind of adjust for, and something that they have to make up for, really, in order to get themselves in the right mindset. But it's not always as easy as it is to just blurt out. I think just that making that shift is difficult, and that's why you're seeing more and more upsets. Even though obviously all of the players want to win, regardless if it's online or on LAN, they want to win it just as much. But it's just that easier to kind of slip, focus wise.
And, just for the record, just so that I've stated this, that is going to be Jacob Pimp Vinicki and Halvor Vendetta Gulastol that have said that. Now, their opinions do not directly reflect me, myself, or anyone I know, or even DreamHack or anyone else. But what we can do is move swiftly along from calling the players liars and right into the groups and talk about what's going on here and what to think. Obviously, we're playing online. That's what's been dealt to us. That's the cards that we have in our hand. And so far, these cards, well, for some of these teams, they might want to shuffle the deck.
Yeah, I mean, there's been quite a few surprises throughout this tournament. Obviously, one of them is Astralis only placing second in that group. Brought in Yugi, all of a sudden had to play him. But ever since they placed second in that group and G2 took that first spot, more stuff has happened to the Astralis lineup. They've also lost Sipnix now as a player. So there's a lot of stuff going on with them. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to fare off in the playoff. Big Clan and FaZe Clan, I think they have been the two biggest surprises so far. The fact they managed to win out all 3 games of theirs and they actually have been playing some relatively solid Counter-Strike in a period where everyone seems to be playing a little less good than under normal circumstances.
So what exactly, we look at this and we see Astralis as a second. Jacob, do you think if they added you that they would have made it first in this group?
Without a doubt. We saw the games they played and, let's be honest, Trace, there's not a single player on that lineup that I'm not better than, so it is what it is.
Nice. I do like to hear that. I'm not even sure that Halvor would agree. I'm just going to get a simple thumbs up or thumbs down on that one because I just think it's not realistic. I'm going to have to go with maybe. There's a chance. How about that?
I'm just going to plead the fifth on that one.
Nice. Not American, but I think you can do that anyway. Yeah. I'm not actually sure about the technicalities. We've looked at the groups. Let's take a look at NA, though, because North America was an area that we said was in turmoil, and that being, of course, Liquid second in the group. We look over here. Evil Genius is just straight annihilated, eliminated out of the running, and that one's going to sting a lot for the EG with this beautiful logo.
Yeah, again, pleading the fifth on the logo, but no, definitely performance-wise, they haven't lived up to expectations. But again, I think we're getting to a point where we don't necessarily can have that high of an expectation from EG because this has been a long-standing issue for them. This is not like all of a sudden they're starting to perform poorly. This has been over a longer period of time, so they definitely need to change things up. I think obviously the interview that I'm a Pet had previously with HLTV, that was a bit of an eye-opener, obviously, and it's kind of indicative of what they're going through right now. So maybe we're looking at a lineup change at EG's in not too long.
And the weirdest things about this, Jacob, I'm not sure if you caught the same article, but the weirdest thing about this is it's not that the players or even the former coaching staff or any of this, if it's true, can deny it. Because it's out there and, you can't say and you can't defend it. So, yeah, definitely some work to be done over there in the 100 Thieves camp. But, of course, they're not alone. Liquid looking to find their way back on their own horse. And, well, with that said, Furia are looking like the powerhouse over there. Let's talk about the games we're going to have today, though, because, well, guess what? Only one of those teams is going to be featured, and it's going to be towards the end of the day, the Evil Geniuses and the 100 Thieves squaring off for North America. But for us, it's Vitality taking on Ence, and then Not a Sincere and the Ninjas in Pajamas.
Yes, and I think the biggest storyline when you look at those two games is one of, can Ence replicate the performance they had yesterday? They were looking so solid against Navi. I think they were playing a good game of Counter-Strike. I think Yampi should get to show the entire world how good he actually is. He's not the primary AWP player, and Ence, that's still Elo. He's doing a good job, but Yampi really coming to life against Navi yesterday. And then, of course, the secondary storyline for that one is Navi. Where are they at right now? I posed the question both to you guys and the other guys yesterday. I think Navi is a bit of a fluke. I haven't seen them play well consistently at all, throughout this entire period. The peak they had in Katowice, that was some of the best Counter-Strike we have probably seen a team ever play. But if you can't replicate that performance, what is it worth if you can only do that once a year or something like that? So we need to see Navi in a complete different version today, and it's going to be interesting to see if Ence can replicate the performance from yesterday, because I have my doubts.
It's going to be very hard to replicate some of those performances. You're right, Jacob. We're going to keep our eyes and ears tuned right here into the station that is only made possible by the people that make it happen. We're talking about the sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the loving companies that have all helped to put on the DreamHack Master Spring 2020. And I'm not going to limit this to, but I am going to include Corsair, Monster Energy, a DTS, AT&T, the ever-coveted Lily versus Sarah battle. That's a matchup we haven't even begun to dive in yet. But other than that, Betway and obviously Intel are all on board with us, and we are ready for a break. We're going to be going to that break. We come back with the first game of the day. It's going to be Vitality taking on Ence, the Finnish esports organization from Finland. We will be right back, everybody.
It's always been there, it's in the back of your mind. It's always been there, it's in the top shelf in the back room. It's always been there, it's in the happy place where you run free. It's always been there. There's something happening here. Let the world It's always been there, it's in the same place you left it. It's always been there, it's in your dreams and it's in your heart. It's always been there, but only you could set it free. It's always been there, and it can be there for you and me. Let the world in, open up your arms. Let the world in, let the world This is your time to rise. This is your time to sing. This is your time to call out. This is your time to win. Let the world in, open up your arms. Let the world in, let the world in.
Well, it appears, though, our stash is running low. Our supplies are in shortage, and I'm not talking about anything other than the Freedom Fries that I do desire right now, those ever-coveted fried potatoes. But speaking of being fried, we're looking at Ence versus Vitality in a matchup that, well, as of yesterday, now we can sit here and say that Ence have a fighting chance, and Vitality, they showed us some face, too. Welcome back to DHMasters Spring 2020, everybody. My name's Trace. I've got Jacob, and I've got Halvor here with me to talk a little bit about what this game's going to mean, what it's going to be, what it's going to look like, what to expect. So, which one of you two lovely ladies would like to start?
Halvor looks ready.
He does.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, this has turned into pretty much, I guess, the fight for first place in the group, given how the first couple of games started out. Ence probably in the best position, seeing how they're 100%, win rate wise. Going into it, they delivered a solid match versus Navi yesterday as well. It's been just really fun to see Yumpy being able to implement himself into this Ence lineup. I think everybody who's, I guess, kept an eye to the Counter-Strike scene has been excited to see what he can deliver, not only when he's playing for SJ or FPL matches, but actually just going up against the best players in the world. And he's doing really, really fine for himself.
He is. What is your take on this, Jacob? What are you seeing so far?
I mean, I'm seeing a lineup that is playing some solid Counter-Strike. Yesterday, we did a few stats helix segments where you could see that they're being very proactive, right? They have a lot of great team play, and Yumpy feels comfortable enough to go for some of those big plays that is going to be game-defining. And I think, that's the biggest difference between him and X7. When X7 is playing with Ence, he's the supportive element. He's going to be there and he's going to do a good job, and you know where you got him. Whereas Yumpy, he's sort of like another X-factor, dare I say, to this Ence lineup. And I think that's exactly what they need right now. They need somebody to stay up the pot, make sure that the rest of the players start to believe in themselves. And he did that yesterday with some very crucial and very important plays, being very proactive and playing one hell of a game.
One hell of a game. And there's often that conversation is it's Lily versus Alu, and right now I'm really gonna put my money on Alu.
Well, Alu seems to be delivering time and time again, right? He's been actually one of the only consistent things about Ence, even during their slump. After taking the world by storm, Alu's been delivering from start to finish, and the fact that he's able to now have some added firepower to the squad with him, because Sunny hasn't necessarily panned out in the same fashion as you would have expected. Yumpy's been just amazing for them, and I think it's really cool. I think Ence really comes into their own, and they become like the real fear factor when they get to that double off setup, and I'm looking for that to happen over and over again today as well.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this lineup. I'm seeing Ariel, Sunny, Alu, Sergey. Obviously, everybody decided to go with the COVID haircut, but Yumpy or Jumpy. I don't really know how to quite say that one, but I'm sure that Yumpy, Yumpanera, something like that.
Nah. Yeah, close enough.
I'll give it a try later. I'll practice some.
You know what was cool yesterday, Trace? You know what was super cool? He did the pre-game interview for Ence, and he did the after-the-game interview as well. And he was actually a guy that was... And he was well-spoken, in the sense that he gave some good answers. He was very reflective of his current situation. He gave us some insight, and he's not one of those guys that you often see, and let's be honest, it's fair enough, come into a new team, they feel a little bit unsure where to go, unsure what to say. He's very comfortable, already now doing the interviews, comfortable on the server. You could easily see that yesterday against Navi. So this guy, there's a reason why many says that he can be the next big thing if he get his... let's say the dispute with Valve fixed, so we can get to see him at the big majors as well.
You know what the best part about that is? That's not our problem. But anyway, we can hear a little bit about that inside. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Against Vitality, it's gonna be a normal preparation, of course, because I think we are still focusing our own game more than preparing for another game. Obviously, it's gonna be a hard match for us, but I think we still have a pretty good chance against Vitality.
There is an ARP waiting for them on the other side of that. Yeah, we know this play is coming in towards A, and so this movement of bodies towards here from Ence is fantastic. Ariel's already in position over towards jungle, and his head is on a swivel, locks it down. A 9th round for Ence there.
Yeah, they got Saivu, but I still think we have our really good individuals right now in our team. I think we have probably the best Finnish 5 plays you can have right now in our team. But I still think that they have been playing a lot more together than us, but I still think we have pretty good chance against Vitality.
Yes, and Yumpy has had quite the ride, quite the roller coaster of emotions for this young player already up to this point. Now, I want to shift the focus and begin to talk about the other side of things here, because this isn't the only team in the server, and we know that. But more importantly, you have to think about what's going on in the Vitality camp. And before we do that, we know what we've seen yesterday. We know what they're capable of. We know that this team has what it takes, even when ZywOo was having a cold start to the day. And of course, that's what's showing. And I need to give a quick shout out there to Preetham, because that guy, he's a good friend of mine, and he's also tuned in.
Yeah, cool. I mean, there's two big problems with this Vitality lineup to me, or at least two problems we have to acknowledge and then see how they turn out. One of them being Shox. We saw him yesterday play some solid Counter-Strike. We saw Shox back to his 2014, 2015 shape, where he was arguably one of the best players in the world. That Shox we have not seen in quite some time, and we get glimpses of it sometimes, like we did yesterday, which is just not good enough. We need to see it on a consistent basis. If he can find that level, then sure, Vitality can be a top dog within the world. Now, the next problem I have is Apex. Can he be that in-game leader? Is he good enough as a leader in order to take them to the next level if Shox is not going to be that player who's going to take them to the next level? I think Vitality is either, and it's going to sound rough, they are one roster change away from being a super, super solid squad once again. Either Shox has to go and you have to find someone who's consistent enough to play and be that X factor for the lineup. Otherwise, you have to find an in-game leader that is able to take them to the next level and enable a guy like Shox. So those are the two problems, but what we saw yesterday from Vitality, definitely a positive sign. If they can keep that up, I'm all aboard, keeping this 5-man roster and just letting them beast out the Counter-Strike scene.
Yeah, which is an interesting thing, right? We look at this team and we expect results. We want results, moreover. You're posing a question, which is the leadership qualities of Apex. And I just want to say that leadership doesn't just stop once you DC from the server, once you hit quit in console. Leadership in a team counts all the way around, and it starts from the top down. How about we hear about Vitality and perhaps what's gone on in their camp up to this point?
Playing against Ence is always tough games. We've been playing against each other for more than a year, and it's always been like 3 tough maps and always really, really close. But yeah, they're bringing new blood with Jumpy. They've been better lately. I think it's gonna show. They're gonna show great Counter-Strike at this tournament.
They're already up. He's gonna have a fight on his hands right now. He must win both, and he's got both.
Yeah, pistols out for ZywOo as you get unarmored targets and headshots coming through. And somehow a 2-on-5 turned into a 1-on-1. Sergey making the jump and ZywOo taking him down. That is so...
I don't know what to expect from them. I don't think it's gonna change much, even if Jumpy is taking over as the onshore play. So I don't know how he's gonna play this position. It's not gonna be easy for him. But the thing is, yeah, he's been pretty good individual player for sure. So I don't know what to expect from that game. So I can't say anything yet. I think it's gonna be a close one, and that's it.
Yes, we are back, and ultimately when we talk about Vitality, there's a lot of points that we can jump on, and I think some of them even stem back to yesterday, Halvor.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I guess, two of the problems that Jacob saw as potential problems going forward with Shoxy and Apex, I have an additional one. So I guess we're finding a lot of potential faults with Vitality, which is not to say, obviously, that they can't perform well right now. It's just that their potential is through the roof. And for me, it's Misuda. And I think what we actually got to see from him yesterday was some of the better performances. Actually, what we've seen from him in Masters so far has actually been better than what we've gotten delivered, to start off his career in Vitality. And I think for him, it's really, really important that he quickly adapts and integrates into this team so he can actually be less of a liability and more of an asset to the squad, because we talk about them being one lineup change away from potential greatness, and I feel that that's absolutely correct, but they need to find the right piece to add in that case, and that could be Masuda if he actually takes to the level a little bit quicker.
And I really think that we are in a weird sort of timeline in Counter-Strike where in which, it is a lot of players sort of hot swapping, if you will. It's rosters that'll go and adjust just one player out for another player 1-for-1. But in doing that, you sort of create a timeline. You create a ticking bomb that is a roster imploding. And that's got to be a really wild scenario, but it definitely happens more often than not. Let's go ahead and get something that's not so sad and somber, though, and that being the map vetoes. What do you guys think?
Well, there's two maps we know that's not going to be played out. That's going to be Vertigo, most likely from Ence, and it's going to be Train being removed by Vitality. None of these two teams play either of those maps, so we can already now assume that that's not going to be part of the map pool. Now, the picks coming in for these two teams is where it gets interesting, because Ence, we saw them play well in Dust 2. Maybe that's going to be a comfort pick for them. Mirage is the go-to pick. Vitality picking Dust 2, so you're basically picking into each other's strong map as well. What this video on the screen right now tells me is that both these teams don't really respect each other in the video, right? They're going for their own comfort pick, and they don't really care whether the other team is good or not, which tells me that Ence is feeling comfortable, that they're the better team on the server, and Vitality also thinks to themselves that, hey, it's Ence, we're the better team, so we don't care if we play a good map of yours.
Well, if you're Vitality yesterday, and if obviously you have what was considered a test, which I don't really even think so. I mean, what, they had 11 rounds garnered against them in two maps? I don't know how, but I would probably feel pretty confident for Vitality as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. They can feel pretty good about what maps have occurred or cropped up here in this video. I think they actually, in many situations, could have gone with either of these three picks as their actual pick, which is a pretty good spot to be in. I don't think we can put too much stock into the NIP game that they played, obviously due to the roster changes on the Swedish side and everything. So I think that was a bit of an easier test, I guess, than what we might have expected going into the game. So yeah, in many ways, this is like the real trial by fire for me, going up against an Ence team that have actually been performing pretty well with Jumpy in the lineup for more than just a couple of days.
Just another quick comment to this video, right? It's also to me a sign of Ence finding back to the old identity. I don't know if you remember, Trace, but back in last year, it was at Cologne. That was the first time Ence really started to show some weaknesses within that lineup. I think they lost to Heroic in the lower bracket and went out in the very last place at the Cologne tournament. Back then, they were ranked number 2 in the entire world. They did that on Mirage, and ever since Cologne, it was like they moved away from Mirage. They didn't like that map anymore. It used to be their go-to pick. They used to be one of the best teams in the world of Mirage, and ever since the Cologne tournament, they was just like slowly but surely staying away from that. Now, they're starting to pick Mirage again. They're starting to find back to the old identity that was Ence back then when they were the second best team in the world, and to me, that's a very healthy sign and a very positive sign for the Ence boys.
I mean, we're also looking at an Ence that back in the road to Rio was putting Astralis to the test, which is, something you might not like to hear, Jacob, but it happened, albeit Astralis did win the series 2-1, and they weren't playing with Jumpy, but it's still something to consider, that the team play, that the very foundation of this team is still intact. Speaking of intact, I hope that you're all still with us out there. I hope that you don't have us muted, because right now would be the time I'd ask you to spam that chat, light it up. And when I say that, I mean spam responsibly, by using either of these hashtags, hashtag Vitality or hashtag Ence, for who you think is going to win this game. I think that's going to be a pretty great way to go forward. Since we need to go to a break, we come back, we start to look at what is the first map of this series between Vitality and Ence. It's not going to be one that you want to miss. When we come back, we got a little bit of Mirage coming your way.
Flashbang's affected. They have got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris J to keep Mousesports alive. Oh, Chris! He's found 3! It's down to a 2-on-2! Chris, can he close this with an ace? Oh my god!
Can they actually close this out? Boom, Chris.
Fantastic way to start, and no scopes on him himself. Absolutely saving Mousesports.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you going to want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you going to be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're going to want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
Body's moving slow, spinning in the afterglow. Got it feeling so good. 'Cause this love is all night. This love is all right. This love is all night. This love is all right. Breathe the air just like a fire, we can't control it. See explosions in the sky. Move faster than the sun over the horizon. Chance it all to feel alive. Breathe the air just like a fire, we can't control it. See explosions in the sky. Move faster than the sun over the horizon. Chance it all to feel alive. Body's moving slow, spinning in the afterglow, dancing till the daylight. 'Cause this love is all night. This love is all right. This love is all night. This love is all right. Breathe the air just like a fire, we can't control it. See explosions in the sky. Move faster than the sun over the horizon. Chance it all to feel alive. Breathe the air just like a fire, we can't control it. See explosions in the sky. Move faster than the sun over the horizon. Chance it all to feel alive. We feel the air, the world. Chance it all to feel alive. Moving faster than the sun. Explosions in the sky.
Well, our game is just about to start, and we are ready for that. I can guarantee it. My name being Trey Saranthus, along with me is Halvor Guleskol, and I'm butchering the shit out of that. And we also have Jacob Pimp Finicky, which I think I nail pretty good every single time, and I'm talking about his name. Let's go ahead and start to talk about this one, though. We know the maps. We know where this is going. It's Mirage, Dust 2, Nuke, and we do know that it's Vitality taking on Ence. Do we feel like we have a good bout on our hands? Does Twitch chat believe in anything other than easy for Ence?
Halvor, take it away. I'll be back in a second.
All right, fair enough. You know what? To me, this is a bit of a 50-50, but considering the fact that I want to say that Ence is, I guess, fairly new with this Yumpy lineup, I have to lean towards Vitality in a sense. Again, I said it during the map video, they've ended up with 3 maps that they very well in any given series could have picked as their actual map pick. So, yeah, I think I might run into some resistance from my Danish colleague here.
Yeah, it would appear so. Gee, I wonder who you're going to pick, Jacob. I think we just go ahead and slot it in production and we just say Jacob picks Vitality. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah,
I think that would be a mistake. I think it'd be a mistake not to believe in the Jumpy, believe in Alo, believe in those guys from Finland. We saw yesterday they were absolutely manhandling Symbol and the best player in the world. So to think that he can manhandle Saivu, that'd be a mistake. All in on Ence. They're going to win it. Easy for Ence.
Okay, well, I think that you guys probably have a pretty good point, both of you, respectively, of course. But I do think that one of you forgot to drink his Monster this morning, and it wasn't me, and it wasn't Halvor. So, with that said, I'm going to have to side with the side of Vitality. They look hot to trot yesterday, and that's the easiest way to put it. So, thank you very much. We also asked everybody out there in the Twitcher sphere, because we got the Twitter sphere, right? So we should have some like Twitcher sphere or something. Anyway, we asked them to vote as well. We took a look at those numbers and we ran the jump. So what do we expect, guys? I mean, it is what it is, right?
You know what? I'm gonna give you a duel to look out for. You want to look towards Saivu and you want to look towards Elo. Obviously, the two main AWP players on each team, and I think Elo's style of AWPing is quite interesting. He can be super explosive, super aggressive, but so can Saivu. So we're gonna see that duel go head to head, and that should be a good one.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Speaking of head to head, I've got some commentators who like to butt heads from time to time, but I don't think now would be the most appropriate. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Vendetta. We'll be right back with you shortly. And look at these two sellouts right here now. Not going to say they're sporting the freshest merch and wearing the chillest things, hanging out at any restaurants. Actually, nobody's been to a restaurant in a while around here, but we do have Harry, we do have Hugo, and they've got some pretty cool threads on.
Y'all are pathetic. Yeah, store.dreamhack.com. You want to get some swag, Trace? This is the place to do it. Look, I've even got DreamHack on my arm. DreamHack, yes, repping me everywhere I go right now. Things are feeling pretty good.
Showing off the
you know,
there,
bit creased, but
Trace, we'll send you on your way. You have fun. You go watch these games up in the chill room we made upstairs. Me and Hugo, we got this. Okay. I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see Yampy in the server. I think that is going to be. It's so cool that he joined this Ence team, right? Like the moment that happened, it kind of caught people's eye, and with good reason. Obviously, downside for this young man is that he can't play at Valve Majors, but it's nice to see that he's going to be hopefully still able to make a career out of this, competing in the non-Valve event.
It's actually a shame to see X7 like not in this server right now, because I think he's actually a really, really good player for Ence. But you know, the results are there, Harry. The proof is in the pudding. We saw Yampy shut down Na'Vi yesterday, beating Simple, despite Simple being 2 kills above Yampy in the BO3. As is tradition for Simple, he's always top of the server, but he's not going to win the game. And Ence, they're looking for a fast victory here on Mirage. They're running right out the ramp, no waiting around. We got that boost up for Mizuta, but it's going to drop quickly, as will all the CTs. Yampy and Sergey finding those openers. Zywoo with a quick tap, but he's only going to get one. Ence was so in the sight, they'll overwhelm him, and that plant is covered as well. RPK is going to have to commit if you stop it, but Yampy's got that cross.
Oh, he's just so good. So unfair. 3 kills in this pistol round, and it's all left on to Shox. He's going to remove Sunny. Now there's a lot more to do, a lot more on his plate. And Shox ain't feeling too hungry for this retake. He might just bow on out. He still has the full armor, so likely just going to try and hold on to that. Now, there's this guy called Yampy. Didn't really want to let Shox get away, and so he shuts everybody down. 4 kills in the round from him. And great start to the pistol.
Yeah, this guy is such a young talent, and we saw yesterday that he's great in the interviews as well. Like a nice smile on the dude and a happy guy. So yeah, I really hope that that he can compete one day in the world stages, Harry. But right now, at least for the short term, at least he's on Ence, putting up numbers, showing us what he can do. I feel like this is our first Mirage game that me and you have casted here in DreamHack I can't recall any so far, so I'm actually excited to get into the business here as Ence look for a very puggy T side, just bursting into B right now. We got Sunny faking mid with a connector flashbang, but you can already see Vitality appealing back into B. Apex has realized the hard way he's got to give it up from the market. No one in the sight, and the MAC-10s, well, they're going to start to wreak havoc. Yampy chasing 5-0 already. Shox probably already looking to save as his team are on the A site. And, Jacob, he may have been an Ence fan. He may have slammed Shox a little bit in that pre-match, but I think Shox has looked really, really good here in DreamHack. Think about the game yesterday where they took on NIP, and Shox just went absolutely ham. 47 and 19 in the series. I mean, he was unstoppable, and NIP barely got in that matchup. So yeah, as long as we can get that Shox showing up today alongside the usual suspects, I think things can be okay for Vitality. But as we saw from those Betway odds earlier on, Ence are just that little bit favored. And after the result versus Na'Vi, I'm not exactly surprised.
Well, the reinvestment not able to come through just yet for Vitality. But they do at least hold on to what they've got. And really, doesn't make a difference, Hugo, if they make it or not. So let's see. This pistol round. Oh, no, what am I saying?
Harry, they've got each other, and that's a lot.
It is a lot. But maybe not for love in this round. Apex instead is more akin to something like violence. He shuts down Alu early on in mid. Now, of course, you got to bear in mind that there are the equivalent of 10 players over here in the apartment. Yampy in this position, pulling down this side of the map solo, but he does have the rest of the gang slowly but surely rotating in behind him. Now, Ence losing a man early on, going to look to commit into this site, and they've got Yampy spearheading the push in. He does get dropped by RPK. Sergey, next man into the fray, and with Sunny coming up through short, they do make quick work of these B-site defenders. Zywoo and Masuta left up in a 2-on-3. And a bit of an unlikely retake. Oh no, Masuda!
Yeah,
come on, man! Why are you making life harder for ZywOo?
Don't walk in front of a scout, boys. And look at the damage he does as well. 2 tags, 3 players low.
We've all been there, man.
You never walk in front of a sniper, Harry. You never walk in front of an AWP or a scout or just your teammates, really. That's what happens, you know? Mizuta, he certainly made that round harder for ZywOo than it needed to be.
It's what it's like, you know, like when you play with your friends who aren't really into CS as much as you should. You'll be holding an angle and they just go madly running into a retake, like, woo! Like just charging in. And yeah,
I don't know, man.
Really
everyone I play CS with baits, so I can't really...
Yeah, that's true, actually. My teammates never want to go in first. Here's Masuta holding on to the ramp, and he's looking to get stuck in over here on the CT side. He hears those smokes going out, and at this point he knows there's at least 3 players here, so he just keeps on holding, he keeps on waiting. Flash goes in, but it's not deep enough to blind Masuta. He does get one. Alu in with a response, but this is where Apex comes in. An essential part of this 2-man hold down at that aggressive ramp angle. And so now, even with these smokes on A, if you're Ence, you can't commit just yet. Sunny and Yampi are trying to carve a bit of a path. And Yampi almost able to secure that kill at Cap, but not quite. He gets dropped, Apex in with another, and this leaves Sergey all alone.
Oh, he's got the first at least. That's opened up a path into this A bomb site. The AWP firing, and ZywOo now spotted. Sergey knew RPK was up on the catwalk, but he's considering other options, and as he should be. RPK coming through jungle with ZywOo. Sergey gonna stick the bomb here, very open. This is a big risk, but he's gonna get away with it. Vitality are playing retake, and he shut down ZywOo as well. Sergey yet to die, and he doesn't want this to be his first. It's RPK coming from the same position. Sergey jiggling, spotting. RPK's got the info. Sergey has 2, and now he just has to wait on the box, wait for RPK to overcommit. He's dropped. Sergey's heard it, but he's not gonna hit the shot. RPK with the AUG, and he will find the round here for Vitality, the first on the board. An AWP back in window if he can get there in time, and I think he should just be able to. 10-second stick first, playing it safe. And Vitality at least getting around nice and early on, not letting Ence start to steamroll and get confident here on this T side. The AWP is saved, and well, the money is at least good for Ence, obviously. 3-0 lead. I think Yampi realized after he dropped that smoke that that probably wasn't the play. The second RPK swung out, and Yampi, he tried to get ahead of that, but you know, Ence already down 2 men. Really difficult round to close. Sergey gives it his best shot. Now 3-1, we've got Alu on the AWP. Obviously, you know, Yampi pulling up that second AWP. We're going to see it a lot more on the CT side, I imagine, than the T side. Train, he was a nuisance, a menace in the yard yesterday against Na'Vi, finding an ace and a 4K to shut out the map. So, yeah, honestly, I want Yampi on the AWP, but I understand why Alu's taking it. We'll see it later on, I imagine, and if Alu ever dies or Yampi gets tagged up, that would be the perfect time to swap friends.
Damn, Ali, back at it again with the B play. He's over here boosted up at short side looking for this kill into the site. And there is only 1 man here for Team Vitality. ZywOo and the rest of the gang leaning heavily over towards the A site. And with Alu getting that kill, Ence don't know it, but this B site is open and ripe for the taking. Now, little guy called Shox, you might have heard of him. He's going to come and rotate in to try and hold the line. But ultimately, Vitality, they're already locked out of B, and they know it. There's a lot of fire in the market that isn't normally there, so that's going to give the hint on over. Now, Vitality, in a 4-on-4, not even going to attempt this retake. They're just too far away to really justify going for it, right? By the time they arrive, half the time's ticked off this bomb, and suddenly you're very much relying on winning every gunfight. You've only got 1 kill on ZywOo, and you don't want to risk throwing any of these guns away. So it will just have to be this pretty horrible call of giving up this 4-on-4 round and looking to take what you have into the next.
Yeah, they probably would have insta-saved, but they got tempted by the fact that ZywOo dropped Alu up on catwalk from A site. So, you know, that made Vitality move a little bit closer, but once they realized that Ence were like dug in, tucked into B, and playing crossfires with the AKs, they knew there was just no realistic way they were going to win that round. Shox, if he hit the jump, he might have had a kill, he might have had the AWP out of the hands of Aerial, but he's going to miss it, and Ence will survive with their guns and their wits. 4-1. instantly finding a reset round off the back of Vitality getting on the board. RPK gets caught coming back in apartments as Alu is boosted up on Catwalk. I like that play. No mid-info for Vitality. They can't afford to let that be a consistent problem here. Flashes into the middle area could be a solution for Vitality in the mid-round. ZywOo's going to go for it with the orb. Molly lands. He's going to take a shot anyway with the smoke at his feet, and ZywOo nails it, as he often does. Yampi's dead, and that's an opening kill here for Vitality with Mizuta pushed on the ramp. He should have a kill here, and he does. Alu on the AWP. If Mizuta goes wide, he should die, but he gets away with 2, dropping the bomb, finding an orb, and shutting out this round for Ence. ZywOo will join the party, and Sergey is wondering where it all went wrong. Nothing worse than getting smoked off in a 1-on-4, and yeah, okay, a little more optimistic Apex, but I like the attempt.
It just tries to run the gauntlet, and it doesn't always go your way when you try and do that, but it doesn't matter when you've got ZywOo backing you up and in your corner. Wow, that was a nice little sequence from ZywOo there to solidify all those kills.
I've heard he's pretty good.
Yeah, right?
Someone told me.
Kind of wild, isn't it?
Yeah. ZywOo, and he's back in the B bomb site here. It's a triple stack for Vitality. Of course, Ence have been ruthless towards B in this game so far, so Vitality leaning towards this side of the map. This is okay. This is pretty common because you can afford to play retake setups on that A site when you have kits. Mizuka's in the spawn for that. Yeah, he's making a lot of noise. Apex can't see him though, and now he definitely can't with that flashbang raining in. He's going to have to fall out eventually, right? Give that control to Ence. They've smoked top con. They will be taking it. Notice the bombs in B, but with this jump spot bait setup, Vitality haven't seen it yet. When they do, RPK will fall back, and the player on the balcony, that Shox, will be able to get multiple kills here. Ence should discount this position because of the jump spot. So there's the info. RPK trying to bait them in now from the car. Shox waiting for his time to shine. He gets one. Trade is up. RPK dropping the bomb, and one by one, Ence will tumble to a close in this round. It's just 2 left up and stuck in the apartments.
It's Alu, and it's Sunny. And right now, this round not exactly shining bright for Ence. ZywOo homed in on the this is horrible. Look at the mini-map. Yeah, Ence, like the moment they try and go into this window, it is just death. And Alu, actually not a fan of that, as it turns out. He's going to back away, try and hold on to this AWP, but this is going to be pretty much all Ence have to work with in this follow-up round.
They pop a flash and they force ZywOo off the angle, but then he just re-peeks into it. Harry, would you prefer holding an angle and getting peeked by ZywOo or peeking into ZywOo? I don't know what's better there. What do you got either option if you're Ence, but I don't think either is a solution. Tough times.
Yeah, I'd just wait like 10 years, 15 years till maybe he retires.
Yeah.
And then just, try pick it all up again.
Dear, dear. Well, 4-3, Vitality at least starting to get back into the swing of things here. It may have been a nice start for Ence with that reset round off the back of Vitality's first, but even that bait and switch setup doesn't really get a lot of value there. Shox pulls the trigger at the first fight on the player that jumps out the window. You can't blame him. It's his first kill, and he's going to get it, but instantly traded. Sometimes it's better to let the player jump out and kill the second man, because you can find multiple kills and not going to be expecting it. And of course, the first dude out in the apartments was a MAC-10 anyway, so of little value to Ence, at least in comparison. But right now, 4 players with weapons of little value for Ence. It's just the AWP on Alu, and on the plus side, if he dies, can be picked up by Yampi, who's back in spawn. So let's see where Ence decide to go with this. They're going to play this round around the AWP, hopefully flashing for Alu and setting him up in positions. Back towards middle they go. Little run boost getting set up here by Yampi and Aerial. And they're going to go flying through so Alu can peek off the back of it.
There's no one to be found in mid just yet for Team Vitality. However, Apex is looking a little bit curious as to what mid has in store. Smoke over in the window. Apex going to follow up with a nade through it. It doesn't find any damage. And while all this has gone on, sneaky little Yampi coming up into the back line, in through connector, and he might be a little bit deeper than Apex is ready for. He's already out by the stairs. Apex is crossing over as well. Oh, he's behind Yampi. He is next to Yampi. He doesn't know it, but they are on the same staircase. And oh dear, Apex, the stair master, shuts down 2. Does get traded by Sunny. That's now an AK retrieved. Maybe still a chance here for Ence in this round with the AWP of Alu coming out from ramp and Sergey up in the the Palace position with this wrap from Sunny into CT. He could do a lot of damage. He's got ZywOo in the crosshair, and ZywOo is deleted. Now picking up the pace, and no one's looking. No one doesn't realize. They didn't notice that this was all from the backline, but there's so little time. Apex denies the plant and doubles up the savior. It's RPK, it's not Apex. I'm trying to give him more credit than is due. But RPK, the tag, sometimes misidentified as Apex, little known fact.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That round was a mess, Harry. Not just from the
really was,
side, but from the Vitality
I don't know how they
side as
didn't
well.
realize that Sunny was there.
Where ZywOo gets one tapped, and he's like, I don't know. Well, there's two places, ZywOo, exactly where you're looking, or behind you. And if you didn't see him...
what are the odds that ZywOo's missed someone who's in front of him, right? Like, that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So... if I'm ZywOo, whenever I get killed, I'm cool and they're probably behind. Apex does nail the man down here in the lower tunnels. That's Sergey getting deleted, and Apex
Bye-bye.
looking for a little bit more.
Delicious.
Oh, he's going in. Back for seconds. Apex, hungry boy. And now helped out by Shocks. Coming on in at the end. Dropping down.
This game's going to be a lot of fun, Harry. I can already feel it. I can already taste it. Mirage, Dust 2, Nuke. These are the maps. And these are the teams. Vitality Ence. It's pretty clear, isn't it? 5-4.
Wow, man, yeah.
Crazy how nature do that. Or back out for Alu. He's not got armor here. Got to be very careful with that AWP going towards middle. ZywOo's going to get tagged on the jump. He drops under, and they know it. They saw it, so he's got to get the hell out of here. But good luck, ZywOo. Maybe I don't need to wish him luck. He's pretty good without it. Apex gets killed through the smoke, and ZywOo, the same story, backing up into the connector, into the AWP value. Quick picks for Ence. They're going to play off the back of it as well. They may lose a man up in the apartment. RPK has been keen to push that position, but Ence now swayed away from the B site from that kill. They've still got a man in Palace, and they're going to try and play A, and Vitality have read this excellently. They've moved both players off of B towards his site. Alu could clear out B, but he's going ladder room right now to try and sort the window side of things. And Vitality not only have Mizuta push down on the ramp, but now have a triple setup inside of this site. If there was any round that Vitality could win with a disadvantage, this would be it. Oh no, Alu's clear B.
Yeah, he's realized.
Smart.
He's like, guys, I'm not 100% on this, but I think there's no one at B. However, Ence, they're sending Alu in on a rapid through CT spawn. He's going to try and hold down these rotations while the bomb goes back in through B.
This is the right call. RPK is checking behind him. RPK just looked behind him, and so Vitality are aware of the possibility. Mizuta's even pushed ramp, and with things going quiet, I think the pennies dropped. They worked it right out, but they worked it out too late, Harry. Ence already committing to the site right now, and this all from Alu is going to be a surprise. Not ready for it was RPK, and the bomb getting planted. The cat play denied too. That's a great reaction from Ence. A lot of teams, would have just committed with a heavy setup they had right towards A. Couple in the connector. We had a man in Palace. Sergey could have popped out, but that would have been a real problem because firstly, Ence would have been drawn in by the CT side players, and they would have not even accounted for Mizuta on the ramp side. So luckily enough, it's not a problem for Ence. They clear out the B-bomb site and get a plant, but now Mizuta's just got to do the boring task of saving his weapon. Vitality do have a good bit of money though, luckily enough. So other than Mizuta, everyone else is pretty much good to go rather moving forward. Alu finding picks with this AWP is lovely too. And of course, we know Yampi is an AWPer, but a very capable rifler as well. Like, he's not going to be held back by using this gun. So, we're already seeing that true. Even Stevens right now, Harry.
Yeah, I'm really glad that this matchup is competitive, right? And I'm happy that with Yampi in this squad, we're seeing Ence looking better and better, right? Like, for the longest time, it was a very, very sad tale of just watching this squad drop off, right? Like, into the abyss. And hopefully we can see the return of this great Finnish esports organization from Finland. ZywOo down here in CT spawn.
Nice.
He's doubled up. Now Yampi and Sunny left in this 2-on-4. Nade into CT doesn't find the damage they were hoping for. And ZywOo, he might try and skewer them together here. There's one. Sunny gets deleted. 3 kills for ZywOo. Yampi left up. No! Almost the spray transfer, but not quite. RPK does come out on top, narrowly so. 6 on the board for Vitality. They just about take the lead. Ooh, but Yampi making it a little bit scary.
I believe there for a second. ZywOo hits a very unfortunate time in backing off, but I mean, it gets his teammate killed. Luckily, he trades, so it's not really a problem in terms of the round, but Shox won't be happy about that one at all. Lovely round for Vitality, though. RPK not getting transferred onto. Shox's 1.18 rating makes DreamHack comfortably his best tournament on Vitality if he maintains it, which is, of course, the big if here for Vitality. Who knows how far they're going to run in this tournament. This game is going to be a good test of that, right? Already beating NIP inside of this group yesterday with Na'Vi and Ence left to face. I say left to face, they're facing Ence right now. If you didn't know that, you should probably get some glasses. Vitality up 6-5. Double orbs out for the CT side. Obviously none for Ence because, well, T side. So stick with what you know. Fast mid take here for Ence and the molly towards connector. But look at the jump for ZywOo, who's up on the catwalk. He's made the jump this time, and Aerial's not going to be ready for such a fast player up in this position. He's dropped, and ZywOo just falls right back. Because of the triple B setup, ZywOo's going to go back towards A, and that's great because Ence have now seen this orb towards B. They're going to be a little more aware of the catwalk, and ZywOo, he's completely repositioned. He's taken the window. Apex is going to swap with him so he can go towards CT, and now if Ence try and split this A site in anticipation of avoiding ZywOo, well, they're walking right into him.
Stalemate. Apart from these two aren't exactly mates. Sunny coming out on the short end of the stick. ZywOo saved by Masuta. That was actually a team flash. It was Alu who threw it, blinding Sergey. Oh, he's going to try and make up for it. Nice little double, but RPK is nearby to get that trade. And even shows us, like, guys, look, we could have taken the AWP, but we didn't take the AWP. That was for the folks watching at home.
That's a really unfortunate team flash as well, because Sergey found a really good gap to kill the AWP on the site after ZywOo took a shot. And, you know, it was clearly just a miscommunication where Alu's like, I'm flashing, Sergey's already committed, and he can't back up. He takes a shot, he gets blinded, and, well, then he's, well, blind, as the name suggests. Unlucky stuff for Ence, and now the money isn't there. Yampi's gone for the hero AK in a round of pistols here, so we're going to need a big heroic play out of this young Finnish player from Finland. Sunny dropped up on Cat. It's a fast B play for Ence, but a triple setup here. Shox is ready with a second orb, and, well, it's a bit of a mowdown. RPK in the site hasn't even been checked, and he'll drop the bomb, and one more. RPK looking to solidify the round, but Alu now in a clutch. Not his weapon, or not his AWP in his hand, but let's see what he can do with a rifle instead.
1v3 for Alu, now 1v2, but the AWP peeking in. Missed shot from Shoxy. ZywOo gonna molly Alu out into the open. 27 points of health. He's taken down the first man, but he's got to go above and beyond now. Minute left, time on his side, and trying to deal with ZywOo. Don't get many more chances at that, Alu. ZywOo is gonna shut him down, putting an 8th now on the board for Team Vitality. That was a time where this game was neck and neck at 5-5. So the Frenchman starting to pull ahead here towards the end of this first half of play. And in doing so, they've kind of gotten a bit of a hold on the economy in this one. Now, I say that, right? They put Ence into a kind of F position where, with a bomb plant, they can get a buy into this last round. And I kind of figured, really, that Vitality's money would be better than it is. And, of course, with the rounds being so close, they are also in a situation where they could get broken. So if Ence want to get back into this and keep this first half as close as it always has been, this round is a must. And it's not looking likely. Masuta and ZywOo, they have been the gatekeepers of this A bomb site, and they are not letting anyone from Ence get into the swing of things. And now this push has had all the momentum sucked right out of it. Yampi falls, Sunny now 1v5. Don't fancy his odds in this one, and it's a flawless round for Team Vitality.
Yeah, I mean, that's the example right there of why you don't go for contact plays on A, which is burst flashes against AWPs, because, you know, no smokes down, ZywOo, Shox, they're just free to roam, they're free to fire. Mazuta's in the spawn, he's got nothing, you know, stopping him from just deleting those Palace players. And yeah, even one jungle smoke down for Ence, like a deep jungle smoke, not the typical one, and Vitality just pushed through it, because why wouldn't they? They have everything to do with that A site, and Ence one by one get dropped. a gun round for the final round of the half, but it's lacking the utility. Really, all that's worked for Ence here in this game is B, more often than not, and now they're going to go back for it. But you'll notice that bomb is outside of the A site, so I think Ence are trying to throw in a little bit of a fake here and draw Vitality players away. Now, they might be able to get shocks off of the bomb site, but Mizuta, he's committed. He is dug in under Palace, so that's going to be the key player that Ence need to rid of this round if they want this A bomb site, rather. B-Fake's not really coming through. The bomb's just getting picked up, and Ence are leaving B early on. They were just holding a default. Not exactly full of utility to throw fakes, but Sunny's lining up some sort of smoke there at the back of the apartments. He's going to put it away, but yeah, no fake at all. So Vitality they even push shocks into the site. They run a standard setup. We're going to see Ence go for, I imagine, full wall of smokes A. Actually be able to cut off these players, but the issue is because they've left it so long, Vitality, they've got info. Zywoo's pushed the top and middle. They're ready for either contact B or an A execute, and that's why Vitality are playing 2 players inside of the site. These smokes will not affect them.
Molotovs have just made this grind to an immediate hole, and now Ence going to try and go through, but at this point, Vitality are already prepared, and this double orb setup is just picking players off one at a time. Zywoo! Wow. What is this? 3 kills in the round. Oh, he goes through the legs of the final man, but Alu will at least come in and get dropped at the very end by RPK. 10-5, Team Vitality. What a way to find a 10th round and reach double digits here on Mirage. You're going to have to join us for this second half of an excellent series after a quick break, so don't go anywhere.
One giant leap for us. Together we'll light the night. I don't ask for much. Your heart is enough. I never want to see you cry. Take me home for just one night. Promise I can make you feel alright. Take me home for just one night. Let me light the fire. Into the stars. All night like we're royalty. You and I, we were meant to be. Come with me, let me take you right there. Into the stars. Time just seems to fly whenever you're by my side. Baby, I'm here to stay, so cast your doubts away. Don't let your feelings hide. Take me home for just one night. Promise I can make you feel alright. Take me home for just one night. Let me light the fire. You and I, we were meant to be. Come with me, let me take you right there. Into the stars.
Zywoo, that's who, and he is firing on all cylinders today with the AWP. It's no surprise, it's just a day in the office for this French lineup as they 10-5 the half on Ence's map pick. These Finns are going to need to swim as they move over to the CT side and try and get back in control of this game. Got Yampy on the kit smoke, Apex on the util, and Vitality with his T-side pistol round. They're going to go towards that B bomb site. Standard setup for Ence here, nothing too special, and so Vitality certainly favored on a bit of a B-rush. We're going to need big kills. Aerial getting boosted, he gets there early. He's only got 3 kills, but he is feeling confident in this pistol round. The shot's connecting, he's got 2. Bomb dropped as well, all the info in the world. Yampi's here to play, but he's not here to stay. It's Aerial who's going to have to put up a bit of a display. He can't after 2. Shox will trade, and now Vitality are in B.
Ooh, Apex gets shut down, but Masuta will come in with quite the response. He's picked up 3 in this pistol round so far, and now just Alu left. Masuta gonna prove to be the pistol hero that Vitality never knew they needed. They certainly did. 11 now on the board. This pistol round found and a chance to really continue to solidify this lead in the second half.
I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. It feels like every game we get with Masuta, he shows more and more promise inside of this lineup. Like, we knew he was a strong individual player, but, you know, fitting inside of a team, playing up against some of the best players in the world, that's a difficult move, you know, for such a young and inexperienced guy. But he looks to be molding well in this team. And Yampi, same story. Pushing the top and middle, dropping Apex in this round, but it's a B-rush Vitality. ZywOo on the Bison, I love it. Oh dear, the French-made weapon just running into B. Yampi's going to find a second here. The UMP mops up a lot of damage, and Aerial even converts a kill to ZywOo. It's down to 2.
And this force buy might work out for Ence. Alu holding with the scout. If he could even find this tag onto RPK plant in the bomb, it would be certain death. However, he's able to get away with it. Sergey, next man in. Missing that timing onto Shox crossing at the bench, but they at least know he's here and that they've got him trapped in this position. RPK is looking into the apartments right now. No one is coming from here for the Ence side. If you blinked, it is just Alu left standing. So yeah, Team Vitality, they'll get that one converted.
Yeah, this is crazy dominant right now, especially considering this is Ence's map pick and how this game started. A 4-1 lead for Ence, a 5-5 scoreline, and then Vitality just go flawless and roll the end of the half. Ence have been so quiet so far. And it hasn't felt like one-sided, but you look at the scoreline and it really is.
Pimp's just come at us, Hugo, with a pretty interesting statistic.
Okay.
Now, you know, we love a Pimp stat, because why wouldn't you? We'll quickly revisit it, though, because there's a little stack thing going on. Nah, it's not going to matter.
Don't worry.
So, Pip comes at us with a 17 out of ZywOo's 19 kills at the end of that first half of play were on the AWP, and 12 of those AWP kills came in the last 5 rounds of the half. So he just really popped off there. And that makes a lot of sense, because it was, you know, when you remember, it was 5-5. We were all tied up, and then suddenly something just kicked Vitality up a gear. Well, you want to know who? It's the guy called ZywOo.
And it was Ence, you know, going for those contact plays on A, sometimes with smoke, sometimes without. But even when they were down, ZywOo would push through them with the AWP. And you know, considering there were 2 or 3 or 2 AWPs, rather, 2 or 3 players on the A site, there was just so much of a defense for Vitality, and they had no fear in going aggressive. They have no fear at all, Harry. Look at this bonus round. This is ballsy. ZywOo's on a goddamn Bison, but Ence have no head armor apart from Sergey, so this gun is lethal. So is the AWP, and Yampi shows us why, dropping ZywOo from ladder and turning back to the cat, because Vitality are hitting B, and they've got a man in the enemy, or behind the enemy lines rather. That's Apex. This B play needs to come in fast, because there are 3 players already here, and rotation's beginning to move. Sunny with 1 traded by Masuta. Aerial still here on the catwalk. They don't know it just yet. He's only fired silent shots. Yampi dealing with the flank, and he should be able to shut down this round. If Aerial doesn't first, he will get 1, and it's Shox on the site without the bomb. Yampi will finish it off, and 3 kills with the AWP. This is what we wanted. We didn't get to see him on the AWP in the first half, because Alu always had it over him. But now, we're in the CT side. Now the money is there for Ence, rather, and, you know, you're obviously on the half where you're able to run a double AWP pretty easily in this map. Yampi's going to be able to fire on all cylinders. This is what we want from the young gun finished player.
Oh, Vitality, they're looking tempted to go for a fast B play here. Maybe even more than tempted. They put out that Molotov with the smoke, and they go barreling through. Sunny and his old mate Aerial inside of the site. They're not really friends. They're friends, maybe they're not. As Sunny does actually deal with Aerial on behalf of Team Vitality. He's going to look to make up for it by trying to hold down the catwalk, but no, he falls as well, and a missed shot from Alu leaves this in a 2-on-2. Oh, dearie me. Don't have this round fall apart for Ence on the back of a team kill. Alu sneaking in through the window, scoped up with the AWP. He hasn't made a noise yet, and so the Frenchmen inside of the site, they've got no idea that their impending doom could lurk right around this corner.
No.
But Alu has missed some timings of his own here. Sergey dealing with RPK in the 1v1, and Apex gonna pick it up. 3 in the round for him.
He just doesn't care.
Forward.
I love that. I love the just instant repeat for Apex, just not waiting around. Like, what a risky play, but the results are in for Vitality. He takes both kills, he deals with that wraparound, and then he finds a second. You said it yourself, Harry. Alu missed so many timings there. It's so unfortunate. He's scoped up, he's waiting for aggression, but Vitality, they're at the back left of the site. And even though he looks there right as Apex repositions and misses everything. It's such a shame to see. Vitality up 14-6 right now with a tactical pause off the back of a win. That's got to feel good. They are making Ence sweat in this series. And now Vitality just making sure they can close this out at ease, right? You don't want to let Ence pull any kind of comeback. This is their map pick. They are on the favored half right now. Ence can still do this. And so Vitality know that they've just got to be very careful, have their wits about them, and shut this out before Ence even have the money available. So yeah, look at this buy. The double AWP has turned into double Deeg, and it's surrounded by 3 M4s. Ooh, double under push though.
Real change of pace from Ence. Is this going to be the change they needed? Looks like it out of the gate. Sunny does this batch of RPK. Now these players do still have to try and get out of the lower tunnel. And getting there is one thing, the journey back is another. And Sunny is trapped. So they go into tunnels with 2 so they can play the trade game. And they don't need it. They deal with the man on the peak that is RPK. But it's the return journey that hangs Ence out to dry and now leaves Team Vitality a man up. 4-on-3 and an empty B bomb site that they can just walk on into. This should be a Vitality round.
This is a Vitality round, Harry. There's nothing Ence can do about it. They should just save the second this bomb gets planted. Like, you know, nothing in it. No money left up, and against 15 at this point. Ence have realized the hard way. I mean, in the same vein, right? In the same vein that they should save, they could just go for it because whatever, it's 14-6. Like, this game is really falling out of your hand right now. And, you know, really, you got to fight for every round if you want a chance to take a victory here. Playing for OT when you're 9 rounds down is not safe. And, well, that's not fun either. Aerial getting tagged by the AWP. He's going to save the AK, get the hell out of there. And unfortunately having to give up this 15 to Vitality. And the Frenchmen are just 1 away from stealing Ence's map pick in the series. We know Dust 2 is next, Harry. Dear, oh dear, that can't be fun. Vitality slaughtered NIP on that map yesterday, as they often do to pretty much anyone who dares play it against them. So Ence are going to have some tricks up their sleeve. That being said, always been a good map for Ence, always been a good AWP map for Alu, and with this double AWP that we're already seeing, you know, come into effect here for Ence, it's a shame we haven't had that many CT rounds to see Yampy. The 1 round he's had the AWP, he found 3 kills with it. So, you know, hopefully we'll get more of that back on Dust, or moving forward on Dust too, if Ence start on that CT side, hopefully. But it remains to be seen.
Oh, Sunny lands the catch-up, but they're already very, very deep. And they're looking to get stuck in to a bit of Sunny.
Oh, that's a great bait.
He's going to pick it up.
That's actually sick. I doubt it was purposeful, but Apex runs up Sunny hears him, he aims for him, and then Apex backs off rather, and Mizuta peeks from far away. Sunny is looking close, Harry, but instead he should be looking far. Little does he know. And a bullet to the brain, well, that will pick up an advantage for Vitality early in the round. Oh dear.
Man, it is just read after read for the Vitality boys, and shot after shot landing as well. Masuta getting into the ladder room. He's going to hold down this point of rotation. This makes life very, very hard for Yampy and Alu. And it kind of hamstrings them to come in through CT. And it's not like the normal CT retake at a 2-on-5 where you're already hating life. The thing that makes it even worse is that they know you're here. They've heard you, and you know they've heard you as well. You're just walking into all these crosshairs, and you can't do anything about it. You had to hit your shots there, and it just doesn't happen. Vitality with so many players on the angle. unsurprisingly, are able to pick up the victory here on Mirage.
Yeah, smooth sailing for the Frenchman. I mean, that felt easy, right? Like a competitive start, Ence with the lead, Ence looking good, the Orb showing us what they could do, and then Vitality just sweep the board. They go flawless at the end of the half, and they barely drop any rounds moving into the second. I mean, that's a Vitality I wanted to see, but that's not the Ence I expected to see. Not after yesterday, where they dominate Na'Vi and 2-0 them in the series. I hope Ence can step it up moving to Dust 2. We'll have to wait and see, so join us after the break for that second map.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you going to want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you going to be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're going to want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
When you're touching me, yeah, I go crazy when you're touching me. Oh, yeah, I'm a lover when you're touching me. I go crazy when you're touching me. Hey, you got my love tonight. We are gonna party through the night. Your touch, touch, touch. Your touch, touch, touch. Oh, let me take you there. I gotta dance without a care. Your touch, touch, touch. Your touch, touch, touch. Smooth on the dance floor, touch you want me. Yeah, there we go. Make love on the dance floor. Yeah, step right now. Smooth on the dance floor, touch you want more. Well, everybody's on move. Make love on the dance floor. Baby, oh yeah, I love it. Come, let's touch me on my body. Well, everybody's on dance now, baby. Oh yeah, I love it. Touch me on my body. I try to onion on the ear now. Every time I look deep in your eyes, I see you, baby, I see you. Oh, now I feel I'm frozen in time. I feel you, yes, I feel you. Yeah. Hey, you got my love tonight. We are gonna party through the night. Your touch, touch, touch. Your touch, touch, touch. Oh, let me take you there. I'm gonna dance without a care. Your touch, touch, touch. Your touch, touch, touch. Smooth on the dance floor, touch you want more. Touch, touch, make love on the dance floor. Smooth on the dance floor, touch you want more. Make love on the dance floor. Crazy now. Oh yeah, I love it. Touch me on my body. Touch on my body, baby. Oh yeah, I love it. Touch me on my body.
Well, everybody's on the moon. Stop that a girl, yeah, she ready for the time. Time of our life, we touch when she wine. This independent, but tonight you are mine. Me, I take control, girl, move your waistline. Give me motion. Love sink deep like in a ocean. We are party like a devotion. If me sick, then you touch on the potion.
Counter-Strike, well, Counter-Strike is a game of, and a tale, moreover, of two halves. And in this one, we saw a 10-5 first half, followed by what was a rather one-sided second half. Ence only able to put one CT-sided round on the board to the 6 T-sided rounds of Vitality, who eventually close it out 16-6. And we do have a clear victor here in our first map of Mirage. Welcome back, everybody, to DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. And with me, of course, is that of Pimp and Vendetta. And these guys, they are feeling it right now. Really reeling in those predictions, aren't we, Jacob?
Yeah, I mean, I did make one mistake in that whole pre-segment beforehand, and I didn't take into account that they're playing against Saivu. So my bad, guys, my bad. Vitality obviously the better team here.
I think you even said, like, oh no, if they can handle the best player in the world in Simple, Saivu shouldn't be a problem. That's
yeah,
what
I think
you made up in your
word for word.
That's something
Yeah.
you made up in your mind. Yeah, no.
And, you know, actually, we could probably find a VOD of that and actually have it replayed over and over again, but we'll leave that to somebody that's in charge of such things. Speaking of being in charge, it is Vitality in charge right now, and by a large margin. They look comfortable after the first half. You know, they have a few rounds that they have to answer for, but ultimately, this is the Vitality that I signed up to watch today.
Yeah, no, I'd absolutely agree. I think for the better part of the first half, we see, obviously, after, and I guess the shenanigans of pistols and the, I guess, you know, initial rounds, we see a Vitality team that's supremely confident in how they play their CT side. They were so happy to put RPK as the sole defender over towards B, which has allowed Shocks to play more towards the middle area from Catwalk. They could play fairly compact over towards the A bomb site, and you know, when there's like somewhat lackluster executes and you can never win out your opening duels for Ence, then it becomes, you know, pretty much just a feeding frenzy for a player like Saiwu. And I also think Masuda did a pretty solid job, you know, around that A bomb site in terms of complimenting him.
Yeah, talk to me about Masuda, Jacob. Let's talk a little bit about this player who I don't think slides under the radar necessarily, but I think that he's been pretty impactful for what little bit of time he's spent here with inside the Vitality camp.
He's done all right. I think he's a player that is slowly but surely growing into the role within the lineup. I think Halvor brought up a good point coming into this game that if he can find the next level, if he can grow a little bit faster and grow into become a more vital part of this lineup, he can be the X factor sort of. He can be the guy that is going to push him to the next level. So seeing him play well is good, but I will say though that it's not like I've been amazed with the way he's playing. He's solid, he's all right, but he's not like a guy that is taking over the game right now for Vitality.
Yeah,
would you agree?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Like in terms of this game, he performs well, but you know, obviously outside of Saiwu, I think you'd have to look towards, you know, I guess the old faithful in terms of like RPK, etc. How he, you know, throughout that CT side actually comes through the clutch into 1vx situations and actually maintains, you know, that economic advantage and allows for Vitality to go on a bit of a run. But again, like any signs of improvement is a positive for Vitality.
And that's what I've been saying about Jacob for years, but Jacob is just going to have to sit back and take in some of the show here and really just enjoy it. The Saiwu show, that is. Jacob, what are we looking at?
We're looking at a highlight package here from Saivu. We're looking at him going absolutely crazy with the AWP. I did some calculations and I thought to myself, all right, this dude is shooting a lot of people with the AWP. 17 of his 19 frags in that first half came off the AWP. The only 2 frags he didn't get with the big gun was with the USP in the pistol round. Apart from that, he just kept it silent and just shot people with the AWP, as we see right here on your screen. 12 of those kills came in the last 5 rounds, so no matter what Ence tried to do to get back into the game when they got off to that, you know, they got off to a good start and then it slowed down, then Saivu just took over the game completely by himself. Look at some of these shots, hitting it left, right, and center. There's a reason why he's one of the best players in the world.
That left, right, good night, and exactly what we'd be looking for here. And it's going to be an even better night for Vitality if they can take Dust 2, which is the next map in our series. One thing that we have to consider right there going into this is yesterday Vitality looked very good, Halvor.
Yeah, no, they absolutely did. I think Dust 2 is going to allow for Ence to potentially rock that double op a little bit easier on Mirage. Not necessarily that Mirage doesn't allow for it, but Dust 2 is like the homestead of double ops. I think Ence are going to be a little bit more comfortable here. It should be a pretty close game, and Ence can definitely take this to a third.
Well, let's find out if they do. Dust 2's next. We're going to go to Nuke if we have to, but currently Vitality have other plans today. And maybe you do too, but the only plans that you should have should be right here with us at the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. We will return in just a few minutes.
Welcome back to Vitality taking on Ence here at DHMasters Spring 2020. We've done the first map. Harry done and dusted pretty quick, if anything. Vitality sweep the board over on Ence's map pick. We now head to Dust 2.
Done and dusted. I get it, Hugo, because the map now is Dust 2. A map that we know, a map that we love. Maybe not. Maybe we don't love it. But
we know it, for sure.
We know it, and we know it like the back of our hands. You can see the Betway odds. They feel like they know the game as well. They put this one in favor of Team Vitality.
For the love of the game, Harry.
After their performance in that first map, the map pick of Ence, I think that's with good reason. Dust 2 is a real proving ground for the Vitality boys. Early on, Alu opening up with a double out here at long, and he does have support from 2 more players. This leaves Masuta trapped at the blue bin, and Alu cements his 3rd kill as a result. Apex and RPK left trickling in behind in a 2-on-5. They're going to try and change the avenue of approach. They look to get out over here towards this B site. Still a man here, still Yampi lying in wait. And he's got a date with Destiny.
Yeah, good reaction from Yampi. He pushed lower, but he realized that Vitality was going for a mid to B, so he had to double back. He gave them the plant, but he won't give them the round. Ence coming in for the retake, and things are swift and simple for this CT side. And that's exactly where I wanted Ence to start as well, right? We talked about that double AWP factor back on Mirage. Ence, they only played like 5 rounds in that second half, so we didn't really get to see the double AWP more than once or twice. So now, at least early in the CT side, we got a bare minimum of those 15 rounds getting played. Plenty of chances for Yampi and Alu to really run the board here. Oh, but Vitality, they did this exact same thing versus NIP yesterday. The second round forced by with 3 rifles. Alu's got the AWP, man, early on. 4 kills in the pistol has poised him for this AWP in the second round of the game. You don't always see that come through, and obviously the risk is the lack of head armor, but the reward, well, I shouldn't have to tell you that. It's pretty clear. Vitality playing a slow round here around the rifles, waiting for RPK and ZywOo to find some success. Obviously, Masuta and Apex, who dropped these AK-47s over, are left to just Eagles with no armor either. So they can either be sent in first as, you know, essentially bait, so Vitality can trade, or they can try and stay alive and let the rifles do their bidding, so that these Deagles can come alive in the post plant. We'll see where Vitality want to take these Ts. Up towards the catwalk right now. A re-smoke has come down from Sunny. He's got a grenade poised and an SMG. He'll likely just take a shot and drop off towards CT. Let Alu do the main work up from the car side of things. Vitality, they're really not rushing this A-bomb site. They are taking their sweet, sweet time to get in control, to get in position. And they may not even go at all. Looking tempted for a bit of a mid play as well. The bomb is on Cat, 2 in mid for Vitality, getting info, trying to work out where that rotate player is, where that mid player is. They're going to smoke mid to B, actually forces Sunny off. He doesn't even get a chance to fire, and he's missed all the information. It's a fake, it's an A commitment. ZywOo getting flashed up. This is Alu's time to shine.
Certainly is. In with the first. Looking for a little bit more, but it's actually going to be RPK to put up this first kill, or second kill in the round rather, finding that equalizer and allowing the bomb plant to come through in this force buy for Vitality. Now the retake is on. Ence 4-on-4, and Yampi getting up through the ramp. No one is ready for a player to be this deep, and so Yampi could tear this whole round apart. A nice dig from Apex, and Yampi still concealed in this smoke. Gets real close, real personal. And ZywOo, he takes it personally as well and does trade for his IGL. Alu's left to run for the hills, and the force fight for Vitality yields them results. Alu spotting the elbow of Shocks. They're not going to take this AWP out of his hands just yet.
Yeah, yet though being the key word, because look at RPK. He is ready to play, and he's going to get that AWP for free. Might even be able to pick it up. It fell down into the suicide area. So yeah, nice little upgrade there for ZywOo. He will not be complaining about the second round AWP. And right there is the danger of the second round AWP, because you're giving it away to your opponents with a faster round, with those pistols coming into success. I mean, it is mainly the rifles, of course, of Vitality that were forced, but now it's the force coming from Ence, as their money has been drained. Alu on the scout. We got pistols elsewhere. So we're watching mid late. He deals with that scout nice and early. Yampi's close B, tempted to push with Sergey as well. This is quite a duo as well. Yampi and Sergey playing a bomb site together. I'm standing for these two. And they can't stand being left on B here. They're going to get aggressive. They cleared this out. Ence actually have no one on the A site. They're double mid right now, and so this is essentially a retake or a save for Ence. Shox needs to be careful, but he's got his wits about him. Turns around for one. Aerial trades. That's an AK. That's a save. Aerial will get away. The other two players can either play bodyguard or can try and assist and get some more kills, take some more guns away. They're going to group up together in the spawn. Yampi's found the scout for the body of Alu, and things are okay for Ence, but it's still going to be Vitality taking the 2-1 lead. Ence making do with what they've got. Sergey playing a bit of footy in his off time. Right now, the balls are well and truly in Vitality's court as they keep this AWP standing tall. I heard you like ecos, Harry. We have another one.
Yeah. You know, they're nice, Hugo. They're always good, but you know, we can see that with the AK held forward, and you know, players holding onto the deegs and armor and things like that. You know, this little round here isn't as much of a walk in the park as it usually is for Vitality. This isn't going to be like an easy guaranteed third, not with shots like that coming in from Alu. That's a nice long little kill feed there.
I've seen better.
Could always be better, Alu. But still, pretty cool nonetheless, right? Aerial looking down into the lower tunnels from the top of this boost. Now, there's no one here for Vitality. But this round is already scary, right? Like, you've lost Zaiwu, you're a man down. There is still weapons on the side of Ence. And if this scout's able to get like a couple of tags off, right, and soften these players up, then this round can still spiral out of control for Vitality.
But Shox has picked up the all parry, and I always love watching Shox on the AWP, right? Zaiwu, of course, you know, not discrediting him, but when he does die, when Shox is low and we see Bogdan's Law come into effect, it's always a good bit of entertainment here for Vitality. So let's see what he can do with it. He's got the bomb on his back, and the T's are making their way out long. Here's the flank for Sergey. It's not being covered, not yet. Apex is playing timing in the spawn, but he's watching the B push right now, so Sergey has a window. Unfortunately, he's missed that window. It's shut as Apex comes back to this position. He might get heard running towards long, and that could be info Sergey uses against him. Yeah, he definitely heard that. And now he can come in and try and backstab as he knows Vitality, a 4-man committed to this site. The B rotate coming off the back of that info as well. That's a really safe play by Sergey with a man advantage. And now Aerial with the AK looks to make things painful for Vitality. He gets one. Shox trades, holding the backline as well. And he's ready in time for Sergey. Great shot. Boost up can come from Yampi, but that's spam. And the Molotov and the grenade. Oh my, Vitality throw everything and the kitchen sink into CT spawn. And well, Ence, they've sunk deep in this round. It's just Alu. And he's going to get crouch peeked by Shox. 4 kills on the AWP. I said I wanted to see it, Harry, and boy, does it do it justice. Shox coming alive. It's just, what can you do? What can you do there? Look at that round for Ence. That is a shambles. Very unfortunate stuff with the grenades coming into spawn and Vitality. Well, now they finally got at least a challenge on their hands. Ence on a buy round. It's been back-to-back force ecos here for Ence. So fast play out long for Mizuta. He had the spawn. He beats the molly. And I don't know if Sonny's realized that he's tucked behind the bins.
Is just being so patient. His patience wears thin, and he will deal with Sunny over here at long. Slow down for Vitality. They wait patiently, expecting these kills to get delivered in Apex. His crosshair was in the right place to the point where, like, I don't even think he realized he had that kill locked in, but he does just snatch it away. Sergey comes in with his attempt to keep this in the advantage of Ence, but it does leave one man and one man only in this A site. Sergey immediately shut down, or not Sergey, rather. It's actually Alu. I just can't read, Hugo. I do it by pictures, and when we're not watching the person, it's very hard for me to know. But right now, I know we're on Sergey. I recognize that beautiful face anywhere. He's going to try and hold on to this M4. But the rest of Vitality might come shutting him down. That's Shox right there. I can see that now, thanks to the picture, Hugo. The suitor, one by one, we could go through them. RPK, how could you forget that cheeky, charming, devilish smile?
Were you more about novels or coloring books as a kid, Harry?
Pardon?
Were you more about novels or coloring books as a kid? I could kind of guess.
Novels are pretty cool. Like, I like the way like the big clump of like words looked, right? Like that was kind of interesting.
Pretty picture.
But yeah, I don't think it has anything on like the artwork in picture books.
Ooh, Sergey, that is sneaky beaky. He let Shox pass. Shox wasn't even looking at him as well. Sergey could have just shot him in the back of the head, but playing it safe, right? Not wanting to even take the fight, wanted to get away with a gun, and he will. It's a small victory for Ence in an otherwise sea of regret as Vitality sit 4-1 up, and Ence only field a single rifle in this round. Sergey, where's he gone? Alone in the B-bomb site right now. And that's probably a good spot, right? If Vitality hit B, you have your best chance of winning it. If they don't, then you can save this again for another round. And, well, Vitality... We know they have those B plays up their sleeve. That's what's so good about this T side is right now we're just seeing very slow, methodical gameplay from Vitality. But at any point when they start to feel confident, when they start to feel like they have Ence conditioned, they can just throw in one of these really quick mid to B plays or fast cat it, throw a player into CT spawn like RPK and then just drop back and take B. You know, loads of ideas on this Vitality side that we've seen on Dust 2. So right now things are just very standard and as they should be as they rid the round of these ecos. I say that though. Pistol kills coming through. Ence finding something. If Vitality avoid this, they will be able to win the round, but they will be able to also give guns over. Sunny is going to be able to get himself an upgrade and a chance to make this round expensive. A single kill would do that, and now he can do more. Shox is gone. Taiwu planting and RPK covering from the window, but he's not looking to play aggressively. Sunny's coming in from the tunnels. This will be the last thing Vitality expect, but right now they cleared out middle. That's a big play for Vitality. Huge risk, huge reward. Now they can play in the middle area, watching the tunnels. Taiwu is posted, and Sunny, he's going to need a pre-fire one tap on the left eye peak. I'm not holding out for it, but let's see.
He might force the man out into the open at least, but it's the whereabouts of RPK. The molly actually burns Zaiwu out. However, RPK, the cheeky man, drops the molly into the site. It wasn't actually on the bomb. I thought it was. I think he just misunderstood where it was planted for, but it doesn't matter. There wasn't enough time for Sunny anyway. He does, however, want to get this AWP. He's hoping that the bomb has blown it his way. However, it has not, and so no AWP saved today. Vitality up to this commanding lead. Kind of what we expected here on Dust. It felt like Mirage had to be a lock-in for Ence if they wanted to take this series all three, at least when you consider how good Vitality have looked on this map as of late.
It did feel nice with the map pool, though, at least going into this series, the fact that both teams play both maps, right? And Ence certainly can and will play Dust 2, so, you know, they should be able to put up a fight. But right now, it's not the strong start that Ence showed us on Mirage that fell apart. It's a quick beginning for Vitality and a 5-1 lead that might get broken as Yampy breaks his wrist with the flick. It's going to snap back to RPK and retreat to the B bomb site. Split 2-2 at end. So Vitality, they have 2-on-2s. That's a lot of twos. And well, they're going to be making their way up towards the A site with them. Alu flashed off. Oh, he doesn't take the shot, but he is going to have a chance at renegotiating the angle. Taiwu posted, and Alu flash passes positions. Taiwu's going to take it. Shox tagging Alu to slow him down midair. That molly is good, but Taiwu, he knows now where that player is, and he's going to hunt him down to the ends of the earth. Smoke on the site. Taiwu wants a fight, and he might just get it, but not the way he wanted. Yampy taking him down, and Shox dinks immediately with a bomb. Oh dear. Oh no, it's just not happening. Sergey finds the damage. Yampy gets a kill with a pistol, and that's going to be the round taken by Ence. They do it. Despite that 2-on-2 going the way of Vitality initially, it's the rotates that are the biggest problem. Alu getting messed around with on the long side of things, trying to hold that catwalk. Good utility from Vitality there to flash back into the fight. So I was waiting for a mid pick, but you can notice that player in mid. Yampy's only watching for the top right side of mid. He might peek late. He often does this, just hold for this angle and then go towards a suicide spot. But right now, he's just being patient and waiting. We'll see if things change. Yampy now considering lower as well, so not even going to go for it. Safe decision. Don't give Ence a disadvantage early in this round. Re-smoke on long will pull Alu back to watch catwalk. Yampy's now lost control of middle, so they need to be aware of the chance of Vitality of setting up towards that A bomb site.
Smoke drop to allow this cross up onto the catwalk. While this AWP has been firing off in mid, Alu waits patiently with his in the drop-down spot. Gets that shot off, but doesn't find a connection. And Vitality pumping the brakes, but albeit briefly, they go back towards long, looking to split this A bomb site. And with a 3-man stack over towards B right now, a pretty heavy lean towards this side of the map. It falls to Aerial and Alu to try and give this A site the protection it needs.
Ooh, that's a spray and a half, though. The bomb's been removed, and the round might follow as well. He's going to flash up for Alu as the players come up cap. As I was here late on long with a trade. Comes at the cost of 90 health, a dink damage. Oh, what? RPK? Can he even see him? The kill feed doesn't suggest, but RPK with a 1 bullet to Alu. Zywoo needs to throw this bomb across. He's 10 health. He could die to a bullet. It's 10 seconds. You need to go, Zywoo. You got to commit. You got to cover your team. And now Sergey's dropped shocks trying to retrieve that package. It's just not happening. Zywoo had to cross, and that cast smoke didn't really provide all too much help, nor cover here for Vitality. Bit of a mess. Maybe not reading the clock. And Ence, they're going to pick it up. That being said, like if Zywoo tries to jump across there, he probably dies as well. So there's no easy way out of that round. But yeah, I mean, what else can you do? Look at this. What? Huh? Oh, okay. It faded for RPK, as it often does for a player sitting inside the smoke. We see Rain do that for FaZe, where he sits in that smoke and watches CT for a long rotation. Right now, Vitality have broke those. So Ence finally getting in control of this game.
Getting pressured by these Glocks, but it's not really going to crumble just yet. Does get dinked on the repeat, but both these AWPs fighting their way into mid could present a bit of a problem if they do go down. However, Ollie will keep Vitality out of the mid area. There's a path up through short right now, though, and they're going to be allowed this bomb plant at the very, very least. This is a full eco round from Vitality, and we're into a 3-on-3 with the bomb planted. They're now in a good spot to try and do some damage here. With Yampi tagged up earlier on, there is a shot that you could convert this, but a lot of it is going to rely on whittling down this clock and forcing Ence into some fights that they just don't want to take. This MP9 could do a hell of a lot. Apex finding another. Once again, quick reminder, full eco round for Vitality. It's Glocks besting Ence in this round. Oh dear, the Glocks have done it.
Aerial, man, he fired like 110 bullets. I didn't even know the A1S had that many bullets in his mag, and he can't hit that player hiding behind the barrels on the site. Great round from Shocks and Co, though. That post plant above catwalk, often checked. Often the shadow gives you away, but right now for Vitality, it's going to win them an eco, Harry. Like you say, that is despicable. That should not be happening. Alu's on a glass orb. Yampi can't afford his, and so it's back to rifles with limited, if any, utility here for Ence. No kits either. Retake potential off the board, off the cards. Nice shot for Alu. They try and chase him down, this Yampi close in middle, but already they've rid him of the round. Yampi doesn't get checked, he trades, and now there's an AWP drop behind him. If he can get out of here alive, he can get away with one, but he'd rather take it away from the enemies instead. Finding Zywoo and traded by RPK. The bomb's on Cat, and Shocks will grab control back of it. Will they bail at B, or will they just commit with the play? This is a good call. Aerial's on the long flank, they don't realize, but all that's going to do is give them an empty A site.
Once again, this A site being a bit of a problem now. The rotations are thick and fast in through catwalk. However, Shocks is already on the angle. And now with 2 sets of nades coming through, he knows that both players are there, but the shot does connect. RPK, however, the tank takes it into his own hands. And we'll find the 7th round on the board for Team Vitality. Things go from bad to worst here for Ence, as now their money has run out, Hugo. It's likely just going to be pistols for them in this round. Should be Ence moving even further into the lead. The Vitality moving even further into the lead, rather.
Words are hard, man. Especially names. Ence, they have set heavy in middle, right? Bit of a cat play for 2, but 3 on the left side of mid. They're going to burst mid with this flashbang from Sunny. He's jump spotting. Now lining it up, ready to go. Waiting for Vitality to take some mid control first, and Apex finally does, but he takes the kill with it. Oh, through the door, Apex. Any more? RPK is going to try and assist from lower, doing some damage, and well, Shox will steal the kill away. Apex with his third, and boy oh boy, this flashbang found very little value for Ence as they get picked up one by one. And I don't know, they set up for like a mid crunch, but they just give Apex these individual fights. And I feel like Ence could have just, you know, after losing that first man up catwalk, they could have just tucked in, waited for Vitality to get close, and then just throw in the flash and burst. But they give the AWP a lot of room to move, and Apex a lot of individual battles. It doesn't matter though, it's an eco, and now we come back in with double ores for Ence. This has been a bit of a shining star for them, but will it show up in this round?
Yampy's at least going to be available with it for a speedy rotation over towards this B site, and that is where Team Vitality are kind of leaning towards right now. They've got Shox up on catwalk, and he's looking to keep the attention of Ence at this A bomb site, and also maybe look to drop CT, coming on a bit of a lurk, but I imagine they're just going to use him to cut off these rotations in mid. Yampy delivering one, but Apex and Masuta immediately open up with the kills needed. And already, if you're looking at this from the Ence side, this is a save, right? Yeah. You don't want to go for this 3-on-4.
And this is what I mentioned earlier as well. Sorry to cut you off. It's like, you know, Vitality, they've been just going for A every round, and we haven't even seen these fast B plays. Like, Ence haven't had any idea of what, you know, what trickery, what trouble that Vitality can present them with B. And anyone who knows us too knows how much of a problem this map is for CT defense. Like, Vitality, they just rush, they trade, they win the round. That's it, 2 kills. And they can do that. They can just keep doing that, Harry. That's the issue. Like, oh, Dust 2, man. It can be brutal at the best of times. Ence are running out of chances. Not so easy after all.
Bit of a rough scoreline, isn't it? 9-3. Not really showing any signs of stemming the bleeding here for Ence either. Aerial this time boosted fast onto catwalk is going to open up, and immediately, right, the decision is made. Okay, we take him one away, we run. We hide, and we take this 5-on-4. We're going to play passively back within these sites and really make Vitality work to get back into this round.
If there's one thing Vitality are ready to do, it's work to get back into this round. A man down right now up on the catwalk with a long lurk and Shox. No util for him. He's all about the fight. Blocked smoke. Oh, no, that's going to cut Vitality off. They've just got to go through at this point. Screw it. Let's commit, they say, as the flash goes over the top. Alu gets blinded on the second time around, but not for long enough. He fires off, finds Masuta. Any more for Alu? Of course, he's got 2. Won't be ready for ZywOo being this deep. And so that's 1 frag the way of Vitality, but 1 is all they have in this round. That bomb still dropped, and they need to go back for it. Yampy won't let them. Shox in middle. No long pushes come through, and no kills have presented themselves. He's going to run up cap very loud about it. And, well, he will meet a man on the other side. Shox. Quick deletion of Yampy from this round, but the trade is there. And Ence are able to put 4 on the board. This CT side can be recovered after all. It's not over till it's over, and Ence know that fact. Some nice place shots from Alu's AWP. Maybe that can give them the confidence they need to get back in control.
Real able to open up this round again with the man advantage for Ence. It's him once more, striking an early man from the tally, and it's the same man, same situation. 4-on-5 again for Team Vitality. This time though, a bit of a difference. They set up down here in the lower tunnels, start to migrate in towards B. Now Masuta and Shox throwing in this utility, and this time Shox is going to attempt the CT drop down. He gets in. They get spotted by the player at B. That was Sergey getting that information. The rest of Team Vitality splitting in through middle, fast as they can get it. The flashes go in, and RPK opening up with the double. Yampy and Sergey both get deleted. Shox was still lurking down here in CT. Now, him falling has given over a 3-on-3, and Ence, they're definitely tempted now, right? If that kill hadn't come through, that just wouldn't have been the case. Coming over here in the tunnels, immediately shut down by Masuta, and now it might be back to that save call once again.
Ence had, Vitality had 3 mollies in this round in the post part. They just cycled molly after molly in the window, and right now Ence can't even get back into the round, rather. Sunny tries to flank tunnels, but Vitality, they miss their flashback, and they still just delete him from the round. Lovely stuff from Mizuta and co. It's going to be 10 for Vitality, and 1 left of the half for Ence to really find anything here. 10-5 is not going to be feeling too pretty for Ence, but it's all they can do. And even then, it might not be attainable. Vitality, they're rocking the board. They've got the money. Look at these entries from RPK. Things are just lining up right now for them. And this is a confident Vitality that I would not want to be on the other end of. Double up down mid, taking those fights. Zywoo's going to rush long for his spawn, but Shox will be covering the cross. There's nothing seen, and smoke it as usual. And the smoke on long. Zywoo doesn't care about your utility. Apex tagged up on Cat again. Can't afford to go down early, but he'll run right out middle here, trying to get some information, trying to work out the setup maybe of Ence. And, well, he dies, but he at least knows that both Alu on Cat with the AWP and a man in the middle remain.
Once again, Vitality just leaning back towards this B side. Now, Yampi aggressing into the tunnels. This could make or break this round. With that shot missing, his timer expires. RPK drop on the entry. And now Zywoo coming in with a cat lurk with the AWP. This is really not the most conventional position for Zywoo to be in. But when does this man ever do anything by the book? He's going to try and come in through CT. Now, Aerial is keeping an eye on this very idea. And the shadow might have been seen there, but no, Zywoo down from the catwalk. Cat-like reflexes as well. He bounds in with another. Sergey rotating up through short side. Nalu is going to shut down Zywoo. 2-on-3 now for Ence to round out this first half of play. Trying to get in, but a shot from Shoxy followed up by Masuta. Team Vitality, they 11 for the half. They get this one very much in their favor. They're looking to close it out in 2. Can they get the job done? You're going to have to join us after a quick break to find out.
I remember days that we spent. I remember time that we made, thinking on the day that we met. Hope you know I'm glad that we waited. There's something happening here. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms. Hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you changed me. Ooh, you changed me. I remember days that we spent. I remember time that we made, I'm thinking on the day that we met. Hope you know I'm glad that we waited. Can't forget those walks in the cold, long drives into nowhere. Tell me how it feels when I hold you tight like we don't care. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms. Hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you changed me. Ooh, you changed me. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms. Hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you changed me. Ooh, you changed me.
Welcome back to Vitality Ence. 11-4 of the first half, and Vitality a map up in this series. They've got to be feeling pretty damn confident, if I can say so myself. Ence, on the other side of things, not feeling as safe and secure in this series. P250's coming through in this pistol round, and an Xbox smoke as well landing. Vitality going to flash into middle and try and cause a ruckus.
Sharks flashed into short side, but ultimately it's winning this out. Narrowly so, but they do. They're in a 3-on-2 and barreling up through Catwalk now.
Oh dear.
Apex, there's the first. Ooh, I don't know, they're all right now. It's Apex holding on, just clinging on for dear life. Sergey does deal with him. Is he going to be ready for Masuta? Fast up 3 wrap. Certainly looks like it, but the aim punch, oh, he does get a handle back on it. Gets that P2 under control.
He hits the lottery ticket there, Harry. That was luck for Sergey. Obviously, he's aiming in the right place, but that aim punch has just RNG'd his bullets, and he still lands the headshot. Obviously, great work from Sergey, but relying a little bit on his good fortune, and that has kept Ence in this game. Without that pistol round, I think Vitality would have just steamrolled the series, but now Ence have a chance to show us what they got on this T side, and maybe involving a bit of B play as well as they run right towards the tunnels. This is pretty standard, setting up for a pick. If Vitality give you a kill by facing this tunnels, then Ence will rush. If they don't, then Ence won't rush. And, well, Vitality have given them a kill. So here are Ence moving forward. They're actually not going to commit. Only 2 players here now. That third is dropped lower and setting up a mid to B. So it's going to be the B play for Ence, but they're doing it calculated, playing the percentages, Harry, as Vitality have to deal with this. Masuta, nice first shot, but he goes wide, and that's where the AK sits back and relaxes. It doesn't matter. Masuta, if he didn't push there, he would have gotten shot from window anyway. So it's an Ence round by the looks of things, as Vitality likely just have to save these SMGs.
Well, if Ence wanted to make this comeback happen, this is the start they needed. They get this conversion on the board. They keep the round nice and clean. Ence aren't over yet here on the Realms of Dust 2. It's a 6th round on the board, and with just these saved weapons brought forward for Vitality, it should be a 7th waiting right around the corner for Ence, or at least you would hope. But that said, we've seen Vitality get things done with these vanilla pistols over on the T side, and this time they've got even more than that. So I don't know if I'm ready to write this one off just yet.
Yeah, I think assuming is a danger in a series like this. But, you know, Vitality really don't have a lot to play with here, and Ence are going to keep their rifles alive, so it would be a big mistake to let this one slip through your fingers if you're Ence. Flash on ZywOo. We've got that mid play for Vitality. 3 crossing towards B. They might just push up a dark, and I kind of like that idea, right? Clear it out early, you know, a huge bit of information, and even if it's not clear, you get gunfights. Oh, nice shot. Man, Shoxy is warm today. Alu's watching lower, and he doesn't realize they're pushing, but a missed shot has given him the warning he needs. He's just going to smoke it off and let them get control. Even shooting as the smoke blooms, finds Masuta. Is there the gun from the body of Yampi? I wonder. Shox has found it, and he will run away with that weapon. ZywOo on the site has to deal with a long take now, and 3 with a bomb are in tow.
Oh, ZywOo with his deagle. Good for 1. But that is it for him. Now up close to this smoke is this MP9 on the back of Apex. No flash to get him through, so he tries to run the gauntlet dry, and that's a decision he comes to regret. Sergey's really starting to come to life in this second half of play. Jox is going to get out the round with an AK at a bare minimum, but it is that 7th being found here for the Ence squad. They're not really keen on hunting Sharks, right? They don't want to find themselves in this horrible situation where you've gotten off to a nice start and then Vitality get 1 round and then you're back to pistols. So they really do try and just solidify the money here. And now they'll do that by keeping 3 players alive. You even have the option for the AWPs to come out in full force here for the side of Ence moving into this first buy round. Now ZywOo, I saw that he was saving some extra cash in that force buy in the 2nd round. So he's going to be looking to don his as well, and he will bring it out here. We get to see this head-to-head of Alu and ZywOo continue.
Ooh, diamond shot not connecting. Vitality get a safe double B cross for the man in the middle as well. It's Apex. Vitality giving it long, and luckily for them, Ence aren't interested. Ariel, we might just go straight through mid, but no, with the Xbox smoke climbing up the catwalk, and that's where RPK is right now. Apex has commed all this information. He's heard the jump up, so RPK should be very prepared for a player in this position. And flash forward, he tries to take a fight, but it's a headshot angle. ZywOo nails it with the AWP. Of course he does! ZywOo with 2, smoke down at his feet, and Vitality cordoned off Ence from that A bomb site, at least for now. There's a man out long, that's Sergey. That might tempt Ence to go towards A, but they've got mid control as well, so where will the penny fall here for the Finns?
Oh, Vitality. They've decided to stack very heavily with a crossfire in mid, and this leaves ZywOo, the lone gun, inside of this A site. He will have support available from Apex eventually. And actually, I like this decision. Right now, Masood has pushed the upper tunnels. He gets the information that it's clear. Apex is holding on to mid, and he actually starts to push forward himself. Now, is he getting a little too deep for his own good? He somehow finds a 1-for-1 there, and I think that's great for Apex to have been able to accomplish that. That's enough in and of itself. Alu gets brought down very low at catwalk. Nade could seal his fate. Alu versus ZywOo in this little mini 1v1 at the A bomb site, but Alu wants to go toe-to-toe with the rest before he tries to face the best. And Shocks, well, he will rear his head up. Deals with Alu on the catwalk. 12 on the board for Vitality, and a double AWP was available, but not saved forward.
Yeah, Shocks there chose the AK over it, right? And that you know, he's not even asking anyone. He doesn't care what Vitality think. He just wants to play with the AK. And at this point, I don't blame him. 12-7. Alu's back on the AWP. Sunny's on a Deeg, and Ence's money is about to be drip dry after this round if they don't get at least a bomb plant. But really, they're hoping for a victory here. Vitality getting their first in the CT side. ZywOo's up on catwalk. And aggressively so as well. He's not getting flashed out. He's just holding an off angle, waiting for these players to peer through. But Alu might have spotted him there on that jiggle. All the missed shot. And ZywOo gets a second chance in this round. He gets an extra life. He is going to be thankful for that one as he drops towards mid. And tries to fight up on Cat from this side. It's a good idea. Alu waiting, and ZywOo nails the shot. Dear, oh dear. For Alu, he had one opportunity. And with a miss, he will lose his life. B push again, and Mizuta, man, the confidence, the risk involved with that kind of play with a man advantage, and he not only drops a bomb, but gets out safely as well. Doesn't look to control it, as Vitality have all the advantages in this round. They can make Ence work for it. Yampi's going to fall back off catwalk as that smoke lands, and a safe decision for the man on the site not to overface, because his long flank is coming through, and it can confirm this round for Vitality, 2 for RPK. It doesn't really get much harder than this if you're Ence. So 1-on-5 for Yampi in his debut tournament for Ence. Let's get the first. Count him out of this one. Double cat flank, 1 on the site, it's ZywOo, but that is the man of the hour here for Vitality, the man that is so hard to get past, Yampi. Gonna move into position. Apex has joined ZywOo. And even a jiggle just a centimeter too far could end his life. The flash is good, it forces the fight, and Apex will trade things, or not even trade, just get away with a kill. Vitality, 13-7. Things are looking pretty damn good for the Frenchman, if I say so myself, and 3 away from a 2-0 series today. I would, of course, put Vitality 2-0 up in this group. So definitely of good value here, considering their last game of the group would be Na'Vi. Of course, Vitality have already played Na'Vi, I forgot. It's been a long day. They played them in the opening match where Na'Vi took that 2-1 victory, so this would at least be Vitality going 2-1 up, rather. Still a score to be proud of. As is the one in this game. Full eco for Ence. They can't afford a thing. It's back to Glocks.
Not expecting much from this round, Hugo, if I'm being honest. Would be pretty sick, though. Kind of around for Ence to try and come up with solutions and try and test this this setup for Vitality. Try and piece together exactly how they want to approach it in this follow-up round. In this one, going to come down to a cat play by the looks of things. And this is pretty common in these Glock rounds, right? Like B tunnel, it's a real funnel and a real choke point. So you do just get mowed down. Cat, you have a bit more freedom of movement. You can try and isolate that one fight in the site. But even then, you know, I'm being very optimistic. Let's see if these Glocks can accomplish anything. ZywOo, he's pretty happy about this. He's got a bit of a shooting gallery, but he does fall off from long. And that's the site given over. A bomb plant looking to come through, but it gets denied by Apex. Coming up the ramp, him and RPK, they combine for 4 kills between them. And they also deny the plant to Ence. So even though they get up into the site, they have the chance. They don't actually get that bomb plant. Would have loved the extra money, but they don't get that now. And you see the difference it would have had. It would have allowed for an AWP to come out in this round here. Now that's not the case. So Ali relegated down to this AK. Still attempting to hit a player on the mid-cross. His old habits die hard.
The kill distribution for Vitality is great, right? Like everyone's between like 3, apart from Mizuta, who's just been really sitting back on B and relaxing. Well, right now he needs to have his wits about him, but he's actually on long this round with the AK. It's Shock solo B and a man dead from lower early on. That's Apex. So a B play for Ence. Shock's wanting to put a stop to it. How many will he get? He's given away his position and wasted some ammo here. He's not going to have many chances to reload with Ence about to burst his bomb site. They waiting for a pick before they commit. Sunny's trying to fake up on A right now. Push back that cat play, but the grenade is great, and RPK drops off the back of it. Shox now needs to stop this rush rather, and ZywOo is flashed out. Shox hiding. They haven't seen him. They think this site's clear, and Shox finally going to get dealt with. Takes a peek. Aerial deals with him. The team flash from ZywOo not really working in his favor, and that molly won't stop the plant either. It will push Sergey out, and oh no, that is despicable from ZywOo. It's not going to matter.
3-on-3, yeah, they're going to decide to save. So much time ticked off the bomb, and with the other 2 players so far away, Vitality, they decide it's not worth it, despite the even odds. They want to hold on to what they've got into this follow-up round. Really playing the long game on this one, our Vitality, because that's the thing, their money's fine anyway. Even if they attempted this, they'd be buying, but they're just focusing on trying to deny the comeback to Ence while looking to secure this victory smartly. And they know, right, that if they kind of gift Ence the ability to take charge of the money in this matchup, there's still a chance. So they do everything in their power to stop that. Round on the board for the Finns. We get to see the replay of that from Sergey's perspective. That is just despicable. That is despicable. That's not a kill that you should ever be finding. Ever. And not in the fashion that ZywOo just did it.
Well, they'll take it. Even though it has very little consequence for the match, it's certainly a flashy one. 14-8 up though, Vitality just 2 away from this victory and a double B setup, holding the tunnels. Look at Ence. They are so grouped, man. Not even trying to push players off of the catwalk this time. Sunny, he's having a rough game, but he got naded last round on Cat. He's going to go back to it, but there's no one here. So there's not really a lot that he can sell or he can fake. He can throw grenades, but, you know, Apex ain't moving anytime soon, buddy. Sunny's going to run right through middle. Oh, he doesn't check it, and or he continues his streak of bad luck. Mizuta shutting down 2. Apex with 1. Shots in the back of the site. Can't find a kill, but Apex certainly can. And now it's all down to Alu up against 14. Smoking the door. He has the bomb, but he's trying to cross, and, well, that won't get allowed. Apex spams the door and finishes the round. It's 15 to Vitality, and this just feels like an inevitable victory for them. Ence only 1 round away from defeat in this series. It'll be their first loss of the group. They managed to take down Na'Vi yesterday, which is shocking now that we look at this result. It bodes the question, you know, where are Na'Vi right now, right? We're going to get a lot of answers later on with their game versus NIP. You know, the fact that they beat Vitality, they lose to Ence, but Vitality beat Ence. I mean, that you know, that food chain, that circle of life, it continues, Harry. Counter-Strike is never as clear as, oh, this team is better than that team, which is better than that team. You know, different styles can affect different teams. Vitality right now, they are well and truly in the lead.
It all comes down to this, the 5-man long play. See if Ence can keep the party rolling here on Dust. Ariel's going to get run boosted round, and he sees that the site is clear. But is it really clear? That's the question you have to ask. There's a man like ZywOo floating around here, and he's looking to put some numbers up. What? Somehow no shot connects there. I don't know. ZywOo feels like he got cheated out of a kill, but let's see if he can make up for it. The answer is no. However, RPK Cat at least brings this back into a somewhat doable round now for Masuta. 1v2, but with Alu still now with this open hand set up at the crossroads to watch. Masuta moving into the open. Tricky for Masuta. Molotov burns Sergey out and gives him that one-on-one, but Alu's able to trade from the card. 9 on the board now for Ence. The long play works wonders.
That's a really good decision for Alu as well, right? When he sees the fact that, you know, firstly, he knows where Masuta is coming from, but Masuta is throwing util on the site. Alu, instead of just sitting back in pit and waiting for the bomb, and trying to play the tap, right? He forces the fight. He kills Masuta before he gets comfortable because Masuta just has to rush the site after that kill. And maybe there's a world where he has a smoke and he sticks to the bomb. So Alu denies any chance of that happening, rather. And, well, it keeps Ence in this series, but only by the skin of their teeth. This buy, again, lacking. Double Galil and a Mach 10. Alu does have armor on his orb. And if anything, the Vitality money is starting to run dry as well. So if Ence get this 10th round, they can really start to rock together some T-side rounds and break Vitality's economy.
Here. He looks like it. Down into CT he goes, but they are holding for it. They were meant to be split in mid, but Masuta has just saved the day. How has this happened? This was a 5-on-4, and Ence were looking to get all set up. They were getting ready. They were feeling good, and now they really don't. Masuta with a double. However, in doing so, he'd rotated away and left this B site open, right for the taking now. Ence moving on in. With a 2-on-4, still overwhelming odds stacked against them. And ZywOo holding this cross. He's going to try and peek into it. The shot is baited out from Sunny, but Alu doesn't connect it. Masuta with the tunnels flank should have this one dead to rights, and indeed he does. It's the young gun for Vitality to get this one over the line. 6-16-9, and they get it done in 2.
What a gangster round for Masuta. The fact that Yampy is in spawn, he's watching for that catch-up that's coming through, Harry, but it's all a bait. It's all to allow Sunny to run out mid and get that trade. And then Masuta rather just shuts him down, finds 4 in the round, destroys both B players in the pre-plant. And Vitality, man, they just look good today. They look really, really good. This team is getting better and better every game we see from them. And yeah, okay, it was nice to watch Yampy on the AWP. We didn't see a whole lot of it, though, in that second map. The money wasn't there for Ence. They got steamrolled a little bit in that first half. And boy, oh boy, they have got some work to do moving forward. Their last game is going to be taking on NIP, and that will be tomorrow, I imagine. For now, we got Na'Vi NIP. That's our next matchup here of the day at DHMasters. So stick around, check out the analyst desk, and the next BO3 in just a bit.
Flashbang's affected. They have got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris J to keep Foul Sports alive. Oh, Chris! He's found 3. It's down to a 2-on-2. Chris, can he close this with an ace? Oh my God!
Can they actually close this out? Boom, Chris.
Fantastic way to start, and no scopes on him himself. Absolutely saving Mouse Sports.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you going to want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you going to be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're going to want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
crossed, the line we crossed, the line we crossed. The stars, reach for the stars, stars, the stars, reach for the stars, stars, in the stars, reach for the stars, and the stars, in the stars, reach for the stars, endless night, endless stars so bright, endless night, endless stars so bright, endless night, endless stars so bright, endless night, endless stars so bright.
We're losing him. What do you want to do?
Ew! Remembering times when we were lost, but now we belong. All that remains, the line we crossed.
Well, if you take a 6 and a 9, you put them together, yeah, you probably get the number 69, or you get the number of rounds that Ence were able to put together in this series, 15 total, and it's going to be Vitality walking away with it on the back of some very, very nasty, almost disturbing shots there from young Zywoo. 69 on this final map of Dust 2. We don't even need Nuke. It's Vitality running the show right here for the DreamHack Masters in 2020. We're ready to walk you into this one, lock you into this one, and talk to you about why you should always be aware of where Zywoo is and what he's capable of. To do that, of course, I've got Blair. Excuse me, I don't even have Blair. I've got Jacob and Halvor. Sorry, Blair. Maybe later.
Yeah, no, this is, again, leading up to this matchup, I said that, I didn't really put too much stock into what Vitality were able to deliver versus NIP because, again, you lined up on NIP's end, and that could lead to pretty ugly numbers, on their end. But no, this was super impressive from Vitality from start to finish. There was never really any point in the game where I felt like they were threatened. And yeah, this is about as easy of a Counter-Strike game as you can get as a professional team, it feels like.
Yeah, not a big fight, to be completely honest. I think Ence couldn't replicate the performance we saw yesterday, unfortunately. They were looking good, I think, against Navi on Dust 2, but today they got manhandled by Zywoo. They got manhandled by RPK as well. That T side from him, there was a few occasions where he just ran into that B bomb side, killed both of the players, and RPK said, all right, round over. We need to see that RPK some more, because honestly, he's one of the most fun players to watch when he's feeling it.
Yeah, and it is interesting and even more fun for all of us to watch when that squad of Vitality has come together and when they're meshing, when they're coming together in a cohesive way, and it's showing in the server. The results are showing for Vitality. For Ence, though, the woes continue. Yampy, whatever you want to say it, however you want to say it, it's not enough. Ence do not have an answer for Vitality today.
No, they didn't. There was no player stepping it up. I think looking at the statistics here on Dust 2, for example, Sergey and Sonny, they combined for 8 frags in total on their CT side, right? That's supposed to be 2 of your main fraggers with the rifles. They only combined for 8 frags throughout 15 rounds. Simply not good enough. So both on an individual level, but also I'd say like the way they approach the game, they just got outplayed by a much, much better playing Vitality today.
Yeah, no, again, just have to echo the same. I'm really curious. Obviously, we're going to get to talk to some of the Ence players eventually, but I can't understand what's happened to Sonny because he, has his time in Mouse Sports, looks like, like a top 10 player in the world at times, and definitely on Mirage. Like when you think about, people playing Connector, you would probably put him and Crims up there as 2 of the best in the world, during his span in Mouse Sports. And nowadays, it's well, very much the opposite. He just can't deliver individually, and there's nothing really to point, very clearly to why that is happening. So, yeah, and I'm looking forward to get some answers on that.
He goes 7-19 on Dust 2, 10-19 over there on the first map of Mirage. Yeah, for Sunny, it was not an easy day in the office by any stretch of the imagination. Now, I think what we should do, though, is give this proper justice. And I'm sure we ran the replay back before, but I would just absolutely love to see this one again. This is going to be the shot from ZywOo over here towards the B doors on Dust 2. And honestly, I'm sitting in my chair and I'm watching this, and I'm, what? You what?
That's disgusting. It's just disgusting. I don't even know.
It's not fair. It does not seem fair. And obviously that is a very raw and very, very much an example of a reaction shot in real time. So what can you even do against that? If you're Ence and that happens to you, you really can't even be mad.
No, I guess you're busy just picking up your jaw from the floor at that point. I think Carrie and Hugo put it nicely. That was despicable, really. Like, players shouldn't be able to do that, but, he's one of a kind.
He is truly that. Now, one of a kind amidst a team of legends. We're going to go ahead and bring one of them in right now. I actually believe that we have the opportunity to catch up with Shoxy. It's not his birthday anymore, but he did get a victory today, so perhaps blowing out the candles is on the cards. Shoxy, I got a question for you, dude.
Hello.
Hey, man, here's my question. When you or ZywOo, when you guys decide to do whatever you're doing, which is hitting every single shot in the server, is it ever like, wow, WTF, how do we do that?
What do you mean exactly?
Do you ever find yourself asking, wait, did we just pull that off? How did we do this? How has ZywOo hit this shot? How have I hit this shot? How have I won this 1v4 in the A site or something of those sorts? Does it catch you off